Everybody, good afternoon and welcome along to the first ever Foxworth Autosport Fantasy Special event. We're here at Daytona for the 2.4 hours with the LMP2s and the street stocks. I know, not the combination you would expect around here, but trust me, we've done it for a reason. And as always, alongside me this afternoon is Mr. Foxworth himself. How are you today, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm drinking coffee out of my solid gold mug after that sponsorship email came in, and signed my brand new Ferrari lease. So it's been a good day for me. Yeah, did you see that email?
No, my solid gold mug must have got lost in the post, did it?
Oh, yeah. No, I bought it myself with the. I mean, the check hasn't cleared yet. Let me hang on. I gotta check the email. Hang on.
Oh shit, we've lost sponsorship.
No, it says D's nuts. I thought it said Disney. It says memes to the moon at Gmail. I think Rage. Hang on. How to get out of a lease?
How to remove fingerprints from a gold-plated mug.
I think we've been pranked by Rage. We do not have a Disney sponsorship. We do have a D's nuts sponsorship though. So thanks
Ah,
to them.
well, sponsorship is sponsorship, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
It is 1 million Ugandan dollars, which is about 50 cents. So I miscalculated. And I'm in massive amounts of debt, so if anyone can sponsor this, that'd be great.
right, well, that's a bad note onwards.
Yeah, my whole life just crashed around us. It's gonna take a while to financially recover from this, so yeah, just get on with the stream, please.
I will do, I will do. So we are here, of course, at Daytona. And we've got a 2.4 hour race. Qualifying is underway then. Look at this pro skills. Right, so we've got about 12 minutes left qualifying. Then we'll have the 2.4 hour race around here. LMP2s and street stocks. So should we go through the runners and riders? We've got the LMP2s up on screen now. So first up, we've got Hardy F1's team, BBW Cosworth Racing, are back once again. Their main driver, Liam Bridesmaid, promoted from SSX Racing up to BBW Cosworth team for this one, alongside a new entry, Anthony Davidson. Then in Liam's car, the Boris's Xmas crew, brilliant. We have the returning Attenborough brothers. I guess they want their thrills while they're still alive. So what better way than to blast around the Daytona road course for 2.4 hours. Then we've got Kagan, Team RV, return in name, but two new drivers. We've got Kagan driving himself in this one, and then Jake
Peralta.
Sorry, it's on my small screen, so I can't quite read it. Jake Peralta. Do we know who that is?
Yeah, it's a cop from Brooklyn. He's a good guy. He's one of the good ones. So, and like not one of the good ones that just says that they're a good one, but actually a good one.
Okay. Well, I feel like they need to be a bad cop around here today, around Daytona, but we'll see how he gets on. Then we've got I can't read it on my screen.
Then we have Agravlin.
Okay.
How can I read on a tiny?
You know who I was talking about. So you've got El Plan LMP2, Fernando Alonso, moving teams to join El Plan, because of course he does. Then we've got Sembil Baski, the esports driver, now F2 driver.
And first up, fantasy league driver now. Okay, fantasy driver first as always.
Always fantasy driver first, and then F2 and esports driver second, I guess. Then we've got Mario's team, 8th, the new first, returning with retaining the same lineup. We've got Heinz Harold Hill and Johnny Schumacher in that car. Then new entrant Tom Bryant, HWT Motorsport. We've got Rengo van der Zande and Mike Conway, the legendary LMP2 driver. And van der Zande, you did tell me, but I can't remember.
IMSA driver.
IMSA driver. Okay, so one driver that should know this track very well, and one that knows prototypes very well. So potentially a good lineup there. Bacon joining for the first time, I believe, with Bacon Racing.
Yes.
Spinasti and Vettel and Pastor Maldonado a team that could cause a lot of chaos today. We know all about those two drivers. Then Rage returns with Memes to the Moon with two fresh meme drivers. He's resting 8 and Cecil for this one, and Arambe. We've got Neon Cat and Salt Bay, because of course we do. He's stuck in 2018, obviously. Then we've got Dan.
That's generous. That's like 2015.
When was Salt Bay? Was 20? Oh, maybe it was a bit earlier. And then we got Dan returning Copenhagen with Legends Racing. We've got Scott Land. See what he did there? Yeah. Pete Maverick Mitchell, the Top Gun pilot, changing his jet for an LMP2 today. I'm just keeping an eye on the qualifying clock. We're good at the moment. And then we were a little short for this one. Hopefully it won't be for Season 2. Just a reminder that Season 2 sign-ups are in the description if you want to get going with signing up your teams for Season 2 of the F3 League. So me and Fox have fielded teams to make up the numbers today. So Team Gentle Pals, you've changed the name, but the drivers remain the same. Karen Horner and Susie Wolf in that one. And then I've gone for the British Legends team of Jensen Button and Sterling Moss. Two very different era of drivers. Sorry, go on.
Is that correctly spelled? Or
It's not.
I think it's Jensen with an E, right?
It's not correctly. So that rounds off our LMP2 grid then. So let's quickly take a look. If I can do this quick enough, probably not. At our street stock grid then. So we were going to go with GT3s, but there was quite a big difference in performance with each manufacturer. And then I did some testing with street stocks, and the results were glorious. So second class is the slowest NASCAR on the iRacing grid. You can probably guess why we put that in here. And obviously the same teams and team names for both Street Stock and LMP2, just different drivers. So Hardy once again with BBW Cosworth. He's got Juan Pablo Montoya and Dix Enormous. There you go, Hardy. You've got me to say that. What's that second driver name, Fox?
What? Dixie Normus?
That's the one. There you go. He's had his quota filled now. Dixie Enormous, I didn't actually realise. I thought is actually a character from Austin Powers, played by Gwyneth Paltrow, but I don't think that's why he chose it. Juan Pablo Montoya should be very familiar round here then. Liam, his second driver pairing for the Boris's Xmas crew, Leonardo and Michelangelo, the famous mutant Ninja Turtles. There you go.
Teenage. I guess they're all full adults now. We don't have teenagers in this league. Please don't sue us.
Yeah, we're not allowing teenagers with racing licenses, so for the purposes of this, they are adult Mutant Ninja Turtles. Then Kagan in Team RV, we've got Keegan Spark and Saul Goodman. And then in L Plan Car 2, we've got Ranganathan and Tim Johnson. Mario's 8th is the new first, we've got Enrique Lara and
Catherine
Payne, I believe they're much more manager.
Catherine Payne, yes, they're most manager drivers. I am in fact
really
the number one driver.
Screen. Okay, it's quite a way away from me.
Do you need me to finish this up?
No, I will continue, thank you.
All right.
HWT Motorsport, we've got Sheldon Creed and Tyler Anderson in the second car.
Ankrum.
Sorry?
Ankrum, not Anderson.
Leave me alone. We've got a long race to get through today, okay? Let's not start arguing now. Bacon Racing, the second team, Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Gordon. I know those two. Classic street stock drivers. This will probably be a different race than they're used to around here. Memes to the Moon, second team. We've got Big Chungus and Ugandan Knuckles. I did have to Google that second one just to make sure what that was. But I'm reliably informed it is a meme. It checks out. Dan, Copenhagen Legends Racing. We've got Ricky Bobby and Jean Gerard. The two famous drivers, of course, from Talladega Nights. They are well known to the NASCAR world, not necessarily the real racing world, but we'll see how they get on this afternoon. And then your second two drivers for Team Gentle Powers, you got Pooh Alu and Polecat returning in that team. And then my last two drivers, Mr. Bean and Her Majesty the Queen. We must all bow. Rounding off that then. Right. That was painful. But you would expect nothing less from me. Right, let's see how we're getting on, shall we? So, we're into the end of qualifying. We decided to make this qualifying run for as long as it did to try and ensure that all the LMP2s set a time. At the moment, that's not worked out. So we're still waiting for times from Sebastian Vettel, Pastor Maldonado, Fernando Alonso, and Scott Land. They're going to have a very, very tough day if they do not get a lap in, because they're going to be starting behind all of the street stocks. As Sebastian Vettel puts time in. Good. Thank God for
Perfect.
that.
Yeah, and as you can see, our partnership with Dallara does continue very strongly with the LMP2 cars. They graciously loaned us for this series, but unfortunately all the GT manufacturers refused our request for a bunch of Ferraris and Mercedes and Fords and all those cars, so we had to scrounge up some street stocks we had in storage.
Yeah, the street stocks, I mean, you can just basically grab them out of any car park in America, right? They're everywhere.
Basically,
but
yeah.
But Dallara sort of felt they were too far in with how much money they put into this series, that they kind of had to supply an even more expensive car. Don't really see why they've done that. Seems pretty stupid to me, but they have, and we assured them that there'll be less damage today.
Yeah, you know what they say about Vegas. Whenever you're out of money, take out a loan and double down, and if that goes out, then triple down, and that's the American way.
You're already at a loss. You may as well see if you can at least break even.
So, and Dallara is an Italian company, but they follow the American way.
Yeah, we just took them out for a nice meal, a nice bottle of wine, and before they know it, they signed a contract for a further 22 Dallara LMP2s. Jokes on them. Right, we've got 2 minutes to go. At the moment, it is Jenson Button in that Brawn GP car that is on pole position for the LMP2s. Qualifying, I don't think it's going to be too important here, as long as you are in the right side of the grid. As we said, in the LMP2's out of position won't be great. Currently, Heinz Harold Hill. I got it right first time. Look at that, folks. Who is on the front row with him, along with Pete Maverick, Top Gun pilot himself, Karen Horner, Sterling Moss, Salt Bay, Nyan Cat, Sebastian Vettel, Liam Bridesmaid, and David Attenborough that round off that then. And then the front of the street stock grid at the moment, we have Keegan Spark is currently on provisional pole from Catherine Payne, Uganda Knuckles. Of course, it's a Charlie Sheen car. Why wouldn't it be? Michelangelo, the adult mutant ninja turtle. Juan Pablo Montoya, Jean Girard, Sheldon Creed, Her Majesty the Queen, or Bow, Mine Polkat, and Rangan Nathan is the. No, Enrique Lara is the last of the top 10 currently in the street stock. So, interesting grids. The keys here today are going to be when the LMP2 field catch the street stock, as you can imagine. There is a lap time difference of about 25 seconds. So, yes, it's it's chaos in the best possible way. And even more than the F3s, we've got Mr. Bean and someone going wheel to wheel there. Into the bus stop. That's the 59 carts. That's Enrique Lara that's battling away, training a bit of paint. And Mr. Bean's probably lost on his way to the shops. His lap time would certainly suggest that at the moment, as he's 36th, making that 16th on the street stock grid. So we're still waiting for Pastor Maldonado and Fernando Alonso. That's
And Scotland. Luckily, it's 3 different teams. I'd feel really bad if one team had 3 cars that didn't qualify.
Yeah, agreed. Well, Scotland is on the track, the other 2 aren't. So Scotland has a chance to complete a lap now. I'm not sure why they're struggling so much to get a lap in, considering they've had 45 minutes to do so. I have a feeling it's probably to do with these street stocks.
Yeah, as they get held up, but I mean, even if you get held up like 15 seconds, you're still going to be ahead of the street stock field. So I don't understand why they don't complete their laps.
I don't know. I mean, Pastor Maldonado and Fernando Alonso currently have a timer ticking for their pit time, which suggests they're repairing damage. So I presume they've had an incident at some point. Scotland's last stop was 159 seconds, so again suggests repairing damage there. But hopefully you can get a time in now. We haven't seen any changes at the top of the field then, so it's still Keegan Spark, Catherine Payne in the street stock, and Jenson Button, Heinz Harold Hill in the LMP2 category, so we'll stay with Scotland to see if he gets a lap in here. Session is now technically over. Let's move that flag a little bit. Oh, that unlocks it. Super professional, as always. Oh, I just don't think it was at the front. I just need to move that way. There we go. All is good and lovable. Right. And he's pitting. Brilliant.
Maybe he'll count the time though. Maybe no. Maybe.
No.
I wonder if none of them set a lap. Maybe they all pulled in and he just has a box that's
Before the
behind the line. Yeah. That's so weird.
Maybe the engineer's just not fueling it right. A lot of these new drivers, new teams, so well, that's not a new team, but oh, late improvement from Sterling. Oh god, this is going to look rigged, isn't it?
Yeah.
So front row, Jensen Button and Sterling Moss. Great. Okay. Well, you guys can sort this out in the future by making sure we get enough sign-ups, and then I don't have to enter a team. The fact they're first and second isn't great news for me, but that's going to be the good thing.
I think it's only fair that if you win, you have to pay $20 to everyone else that entered.
I was going to give it to charity actually, but
no, everyone gets $20 except for you. You lose $200.
The race has been red flagged. I can't financially support that.
Hey, I'm in a gold-plated or solid gold mug and a Ferrari lease here.
That's a bed of your own making, I'm afraid. If you've accepted an email from Rage that sounded like that, that is very much.
He said D's Nuts sponsorship. I misread it to say Disney sponsorship. Okay, it's an easy mistake to make.
It is, yeah, because I would have assumed that Disney wanted to sponsor this and asked no further questions. Right.
Does Sheldon Krieg get a lap time in at the end there?
Sheldon Krieg.
Creed.
Creed is. Am I just blind? Where's Sheldon Creed?
20th.
20th.
He's on pole.
Oh yeah, looks like he did. He did indeed. Right, I'm just getting all of the screens ready. We're just going to change the standings over to last lap time. And then just make sure I've got chat up in the background, which we do. And then we can have a quick run through the grid. Right, as I butchered it last time and you were having a go at me the entire time, do you want to run us through, Fox?
Of course. So starting on pole in the LMP2s is Jensen Button, followed by Sterling Moss, and all J front row rigged. # not my fantasy league owner. And then we got Heinz Harold Hill, followed by Pete Maverick, followed by Karen Horner, Salt Bay, Neon Cat. That is a strong lineup there for Rage. 2 cars in the top 10. Of course, someone else has 2 cars in the top 10, but we won't mention his name again. We got Sebastian Vettel, followed by Liam Bridesmaid, David Attenborough, returning experienced driver, and he's only in the top 10, so a lot of new guns out there that are showing off their pace. We got Jake Peralta, followed by Johnny Schumacher, Richard Attenborough, Ringer van der Zande, Anthony Davidson, Kagan Suleimanogu, Mike Brown, Susie Wolf, and Mike Conway are the LMP2 cars that managed to get a time in. And now moving down to the street stock on pole, we have Sheldon Creed, followed by Keegan Spark, Catherine Payne, Tyler Ankrum, Michelangelo, possibly racist Ugandan Knuckles. And then we got Dixie Normus, Juan Pablo Montoya, Jean Girard, Her Majesty the Queen, Mine Polecat, Mahavir Raghunathan, Enrique Lara, Jeff Gordon, Leonardo, Tim Johnson, literally a random guy from the crowd that just stepped into a car. So let's wish him luck today. Followed by Saul Goodman, Mr. Bean, Scott Land, out of position LMP2. It should be interesting for him. Followed by Dale Earnhardt, a racing
I'll go
legend.
around with those two.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. So it's Dale Earnhardt, followed by an out of position Scotland. Then we got Big Chungus. What?
I don't know what's quite going on. It's the ones that haven't qualified are in a weird order. I think your screen is right. So
Okay, Big Chungus. That's Kim Jong Un. All right, well, followed by Pastor
Of course
Maldonado,
it is. Why would it not be?
followed by Fernando Alonso and Ricky Bobby. And bringing up the rear is Pulu. So clearly, I'm not cheating in this fantasy league. But-
We can't say anything about. We know this is random. It just has to be like this, doesn't it? As soon as I enter a team, they're fucking 1 and 2. For goodness sake. Yes, I'm vaping Kagan. It's I keep forgetting that picks up on the thing. All right, we've got 2.4 hours to get through today. I'm just preparing myself for.
He's stressing out about all the all the lawsuits that are about to come.
Yeah, pretty much.
Especially Disney here. They're with sponsorships.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Say those LMP2s that are out of position, the likes of Scotland, Pastor Maldonado, and Fernando Alonso, they're going to find it very difficult indeed to get through that street stock field. I'd expect it to take at least a lap, by which time they're going to be a long way behind the field. But bear in mind, the LMP2 field are going to close right up on the street stocks, and the LMP2 field will compress again every time they reach that field. So they're not completely out of it. It's a long race, 2.4 hours. It's going to be 4 or 5 stops for the LMPs and probably 1 to 2 stops for the street stocks. But we're getting ready to get underway here then, Fox. Our first special event. Here we go.
Yeah.
You know vaping's not the same as smoking, Kate. It's not. Marlboro isn't. I haven't smoked Marlboros for about 10 years.
But you did.
I did, yeah. 10 years probably an exaggeration, probably 4 or 5. Right.
Oh gosh. Yeah, so just a reminder that the winner of each class will receive £20. So be on the lookout for that. And if Jay does win, he's going to give everyone £20 each because
No, I'm
he
giving it to
cheated.
charity, okay? I'll give it to fibromyalgia.
Okay.
If that
We're holding him
happens.
to that. And if it's a 1-2, then he has to give £2,000 to
No,
Brown
that's
Magic.
not how that works. Right, it will be Jensen Button that leads the way then from Sterling Moss, and then we'll need to keep an eye on the street stock field as well, being headed up by Sheldon Creed and Keegan Spark. But they're getting ready to get underway here then. Might go on chopper for this one. Lights out and away we go in the first ever Foxworth Autosport special event. Jensen Button gets away well. Heinz Howard Hill getting up alongside Sterling Moss into turn 1. Karen Horner looking to make a move on, I think that's Pete Maverick, who's... Oh no, that's Heinz Howard. One of the liveries.
A crash? Between... No, okay. I think it was just
we're
a bump.
okay as the street stocks come through now, and we can see those LMP2s trying to make their way through. And they're still trying to find their way through. I don't think they're going to get through till they get to the straight then. So as they come into Horseshoe for the first time, Jensen Button leads the way from Heinz Howard Hill, Sterling Moss, Karen Horner, Pete Maverick and Salt Bay. I'm just going to reload the train paints because Mavericks is missing. All quite well behaved so far. Let's get back with the street stocks. So Keegan Spark is leading us away from Sheldon Creed, Tyler Ankrum, Catherine Payne. And there's Fernando Alonso and Scott Land still trying to make their way through then. Now they get on to the banking. They should have a much better time of it and should be clear onto the back of the LMP2 field then. But Heinz Howard Hill has into the bus stop, has taken the lead off Jensen Button then.
Oh.
So Heinz Howard Hill into the lead as we come to the end of lap 1.
Yeah, pretty well-behaved first lap. I think there's a couple bits of contact here or there, but it's been fairly clean here. And obviously, we'll be looking out for the first time they catch up to the street stocks? It looks like a very damaged street stock there. Is that?
Yeah, so Uganda Knuckles, the only car that looks to have been caught up. He's about 4 seconds off the back of the field. But it doesn't look too disastrous for him. There's Fernando Alonso and Scott Land now getting on with it then, but they've lost 16 seconds to the main field. But let's get back on board with the LMP2s then, as we come down into the shoot for the second time. It's Heinz Aldiel that's leading the way then from Fernando Alonso, Sterling Moss and Karen Horner. The Attenborough brothers going side by side. Don't want to do that, boys. Get on with it, use a bit of toe. Late braking from, I think that's Richard Attenborough on the inside. They're still wheel to wheel. As they now back off and get into the slipstream then. That's passing out. Maldonado has made his way through as well. He's about a further 6 seconds behind Alonso and Scott Land. And it's King Spark that leads us away in the street stock field then. Followed by Sheldon Creed, Tyler Ancombe. Yeah, you're right. It's going to be the first time that LMP2 field catch the back of this street stock that we can see everything start to change. And that's what Mike Conway making a move on Jake Peralta.
Peralta. How does Kagan know more about American TV than you do?
Well, I don't know American.
Neither does he.
There's nothing to say that either of us should know more than the other. If he watches American TV and I don't. That's who was that? It's Salt Bay.
Salt Bay. Why is Salt Bay in the pits? I guess he must have had some damage.
Yeah, I guess so. And that's going to be a stop, very early stop for him then. Not good news. Right, we've got Jake Peralta. Is that right?
Peralta, yes.
Right, thank you. On the back, we've got Kagan just behind.
Yeah, the teammate's right there, and oh, who's diving down the inside there? Is that
Mike Brown?
That's Mike Brown.
Making a move on the inside. He's going to look to the outside here.
Who's actually supposed to be Ken Bullock-Bassey, but you forgot to change the name.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, that's...
Oh, is that oh, for fuck's sake.
That is Kim Bullock-Bassey.
I'm wondering who this Mike Brown is.
Oh, we didn't catch that. Well, I guess Kim Bullock-Bassey also got held up with the COVID regs, couldn't get a flight in time.
So we've got more damaged street stocks then. We've got Ricky Bobby and Uganda Knuckles. Oh, you know, Uganda Knuckles is carrying on. It's Juan Pablo Montoya as the other street stock is in the pits then. They've obviously picked up some damage somewhere that we've not seen. I want to see. So where is the back end of the street stock field? It's just coming through all shoot. So probably about maybe this lap. There's Heinz Aldiel and Jensen Button go wheel to wheel. Right, just making sure I remember that Mike Brown is semblant on the back.
Ken Bullock-Bassey.
Call him Kem.
Ken Bullock-Bassey. I mean, to be fair, might as well just call him Mike Brown. I think COVID reg strikes again. We were supposed to have Valentino Rossi for Tim Johnson as well, but yeah, COVID regs. So.
Got ya. Right, we've got Pulu and Jeff Gordon going side by side here. That's Mr. Bean looking to make a move as we get onto the banking. There's the front of the field coming round. Right. Let's go on board with who's the back of this group.
I think it's Sterling Moss.
Let's see what this looks like as these guys catch the back of the street stock field then. Because there's going to be a closing speed of around about 100 miles an hour. They come down towards bus stop. There's the back of that street stock field then. That's
ooh,
that's humongous.
Sterling Moss, with all his legendary talent, manages to avoid that incident.
Giving it the full Sterling Moss through the bus stop there. He's dropped a little bit back, but yeah, here they come then.
How do you feel about fielding a driver that was known as the best driver to never win a championship?
How do I feel about it? Pretty indifferent.
Yeah.
It's a strange question.
I mean, just weird. Not put a winner into your car for a race where winning is the only thing that matters.
The team name is British Legends. He's a British legend. After one, oh right, here we go. So when they got caught up, they got a lot of them done on the straight. But Heinz Aldiel and Jensen Button now struggling to get through, and that's Karen Horner in the background. Jensen Button makes a dive down the inside. There's definitely contact with the 95 street stock there. Still side by side as they try and make their way past the 28. That's Sheldon Creed and Tyler Ankham, and they're through then. But Jenson Button, crucially, has lost out. He's got his teammate on the back of him, and it's Karen Horn that's made his way up into second place. Looking a bit further back then in the LMP2 field. They're swarming everywhere trying to get through here, Fox.
Oh my. Oh, look, there's a tree stock off in the background there. Looks like he manages to get back on the track.
Yeah, that was 43. That's Pulu.
Oh no! Woo!
Seems
He's up a
okay.
lot of positions though, yeah.
Yeah, he's up 13, so not too bad. As we get him back in the seat,
Going
trying
down
to
the
pick
inside of-
lines through.
Going down the inside of Mr. Bean, I guess, there. Oh my goodness. Almost hitting the wall there with the LMP2s. But now they're sorting themselves out on the straight as the street stocks hug the inside.
Yeah, I think they're through for the first time then. The back is Susie Wolf then, I think. No, it's Jake. Pastor Maldonado is the back. You can see the gap they've closed. So Scotland, Fernando Alonso, Pastor Maldonado have now caught the back of the grid after that difficult first lap then. So there's now only 23 seconds covering the lot of them. So we've got Liam Bridesmaid and Pete Maverick side by side in turn 1. Maverick trying to find the inside. His livery's still not loaded for some reason. And gets the
Are you
move
sure
done.
that's
No,
not-
Liam's going to fight it back.
Sure that's not the livery? Looks very American.
No, it's not the livery. No, he's got like a silver fighter pilot livery.
Ah, that would make more sense.
Or should do. I'm going to re-download again so we can get it second time round. Right, we've got Big Chungus and Dale Earnhardt Jr. No, it's not Junior, just Dale Earnhardt.
Dale Earnhardt Sr., yep.
Big Chungus going down the inside, and then that's Mine Polecat and Sol Goodman also wheel to wheel them. Let's go back to the blimp for the horseshoe. And looks like Polecat is going to get ahead then, although Goodman fighting it back on exit.
Yeah, now I'm just like watching the race and like just generally interested in not commentating and just watching the race. Yeah, so as Mine Polecat is losing out there to Saul Goodman, and yeah, Uganda Knuckles and Leonardo are going toe to toe.
Yeah, so that's the back of the street stock field. Front, it's Tyler Ankrum now from always was from Sheldon Creed, Keen Spark, and Catherine Payne. Got some action going on at the front then. That's Karen Horner and Jenson Button and Heinz Howdhill and Sterling Moss. So Button takes the lead back. Heinz Howdhill second into turn 2 and 3 as they've caught. That's Montoya.
Yep.
Recovering.
Ooh. Locks up there, looks like.
Not surprised, he had 4 angry LMP2s charging at him. These 4 making a little break for it at the moment. Then Jenson Button, Heinz Howdhill, Karen Horner and Sterling Moss as they make their way past. That's Ricky Bobby, who also caught up in early instance then. So we've got this lead group, about 3 seconds clear of Maverick, Liam Bridesmaid, and then it's Spinassi and Vettel. Then it's the Aston brothers, Rengo van der Zande, Anthony Davison, Liam Katz, Mike Brown, Sam Bonaski. I'm getting strong with that name so much today. Johnny
It's
Schumacher.
Mike Brown.
I know it's Mike Brown.
Kimball
It's not-
Bassey's in
not
Turkey
supposed
still.
to be, remember. Jake Peralta. Susie
Peralta.
Wolf. Will you stop? I can call them what I want, alright, Fox? Scotland, Fernando Alonso, and Pastor Maldonado then, as we are only 10 minutes into this 2 hour 24 race, and I feel like we need to dial it back a bit.
Yeah. How do you feel about Jensen Bhutan leading the race right now?
Alright. I think we need to calm down a little bit. let's stay civil. Right, let's go back to this battle at the head of LMP2 because it is hotting up once again. So it's Karen Horner, but it's Heinz Howdhill. Please no contact, guys. And then it's my 2 drivers, Button and Sterling Moss, side by side again.
It's already getting kind of rude, and it's only like 10 minutes into the race.
I know, it's a long way to go, guys. And the key today is going to be getting through the street stocks, not battling each other for now. But, 2.2 hour race is pretty short for endurance cars, so it will feel like a sprint even if it's not. Right, let's have a look back in the street stocks. Where have we got some battles going on? So we've got Mr. Bean just ahead of Enrique Lara, Pulu, Tim Johnson. So this is for 10th, 11th, 12th and 13th in the street stocks.
Can you separate these out by class? Is that? I guess they're not technically classes.
That's the problem. Yeah, the only measure we've got is the little logos on the left-hand side. So we've got the iRacing symbol for the street stocks and obviously the D for Delara. I just have to count back from wherever the first is in the street stocks to work it out.
Gotcha. And Salt Bay makes it annoying because he crashed out and he's in the back already.
Yes.
Got a couple laps to make up here.
So this is for leader straight stock then. That is Tyler Ankrum defending from Sheldon Creed.
It looks like Tom Bryant made a good choice for those drivers, fighting for the win. So either one of those, he'd be happy with winning.
Oh, they
seem to be the top of the field, yeah. So it's looking good for the 20-pound prize in street stock.
It's a good delivery reloads.
That's a quick paint job.
It is. They're actually LED street stocks.
Oh yeah.
We thought we hadn't spent enough on the cars already. We've made the whole thing basically covered as an LCD display.
That is the cheapest way to do that. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Right, let's go on static camera. I love this camera around here. It really shows the chaos that's going on as these leaders come through them. So, Hightower Hill, unfortunately, has dropped a little bit back from these front three. He's also got caught up somewhere. You can see him coming through there on the outside with Maverick. Spinassi, Vettel, and Liam Bridesmaid. But this isn't a big gap. You know, one wrong braking zone in terms of where you catch the street stocks, and that the front 10 or 11 can close back up in no time. That's the leaders of these street stocks there, isn't it? That's Tyler and Sheldon Creed that they're trying to get through. They wait patiently and then blast onto the main straight all the way down and clear of the street stocks then.
And that is what one of the Attenborough brothers getting by Liam Bridesmaid there.
Yeah, that's Liam ahead of David, Attenborough ahead of Richard Attenborough. So these three are working together, and then it's Nyan Cat just behind them. They are now also clear of that leading street stock battle of Sheldon Creed to them.
It is very interesting that Hardy decides to run a team owner in his team, as it's very clear that he's working with his own team to get them into the points, which obviously is just the win today, but it looks like he's working hard to help his team out.
Well, yeah, I guess they're all friends in some... Oh, and that's Mystery Machine. Is that Liam?
That's Attenborough. That's Attenborough on the wall.
It's David Attenborough.
Into the wall, and he's backing out on this track.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Whole street stock field? How did he get out?
Then. Oh, and that's... he said they were working together.
Who is that?
That's Liam, isn't it?
No, I thought Liam was the Red Bull.
No, the Red Bull is Spinassi and Vettel.
Go to Liam Bridesmaid.
Oh yeah, he is, you're right. Oh, it was his teammate. It was Richard Attenborough.
It's Richard! The brothers quarrel on lap... hour... minute... I don't know.
Minute 15. He's just launched into the back of the Mystery Machine. That's put Liam straight into a wall. Not Liam, David.
David. Straight into the wall. And did he manage to get back on track?
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he's got a very bent back end. So I would imagine him to peel into pits for a very long pit stop. But, yeah, that's not what they wanted between teammates. I'm not going to help them out this afternoon. So, front three at the moment, Sterling Moss, Jensen Button, Karen Horner. Then we've got Pete Maverick coming through, Mike Taldill, Spinassi and Vettel, and that is Liam now then, on the back of Salt Bay, a few laps down, isn't it? Scotland and Mike Brown going wheel to wheel. Just behind CZ Wolf into turn one. We've got Renee van der Zange and Richard Attenborough as well.
Did you just say Renee van der Zange? Ringer, yeah, Ringer van der Zange.
It's going to happen, folks. We've got 2.24 hours. We've got 44 names. I'm not going to
You're a
get
professional commentator, okay?
I'm
You're
nowhere
the
near a
SSX.
professional commentator.
You're the SSX commentator.
I mean, okay, we can do this the other way around if you want, Fox. I mean, you lead and do all the chatting and effortlessly switch between cameras and names.
All right, we got Jeans Gerards going down the inside of
Stop being a dickhead.
Dixie Norman. Dixie Enormous. Is that Dixie Enormous? I think that is.
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't have the spotter's guide. It didn't come in the email. I think it went straight to spam. I was too busy looking at the sponsorship email.
Got it. We didn't have a full sponsor. Yeah, it's Jean Garand. Like Dixie.
We got Jeff Gordon right behind him, a NASCAR legend. Imagine him moving up here in the next couple laps here. And that famous rainbow livery. That was.
We're going pretty wide into someone with the LMP2s then. This is Scotland, Susie Wolf. It's Anthony Davidson just behind and Mike Brown ahead. It's Susie Wolf that holds the inside line against Mike Brown. Or Semp, we all know who it is by this point. Scotland looking to the outside, Mike Brown down to the inside of Susie Wolf. Still wheel to wheel. And they've got a wild one, Pablo Montoya in their way. Susie Wolf dives down the inside. Scotland does as well, as does Anthony Davidson.
And they got a Ricky Bobby as well.
Just scything their way through.
Very brave on the brakes.
I'll have to try this as an actual driven event at some point. And see what it's like in a street stop when the LMP2 is going through. It's going to be absolute madness, I would have thought.
Yeah, ironically, the one time where an AI event might be cleaner than a real life event.
Probably, yeah. The amount of rear-ending that would happen if it was real drivers and LMP2s closing on the street stops. Yeah, quite right.
This is Heinz Harold Hill with Maverick. Again, his livery is not loaded. Going down the back straight? Now it's the main straight. Pit straight.
Yes, pit straight into turn 1 then. That's Heinz Harold Hill on the inside of Maverick. Maverick, yeah, I've reloaded the paints multiple times for some reason. Isn't working. It's a real shame. Oh, that's the leaders caught up. Oh, Sterling Moss has got clear then. And it's Karen Hall and Jensen Button that are having to wait. And there is
David Attenborough coming out of the pits.
So David
Holding up
147 seconds stop.
and fix that rear right damage, I guess.
Yeah, and Heinz Harold Hill going backwards here. So he's got caught up in the wrong place. That's been Aston Vettel that's got through into 5th place then behind Heinz Harold Hill. So this is how the street stops can change things around in an instant. We're in a couple of corners. We've got Sterling Moss leading by almost 4 seconds now. And Karen Horner.
Where did Jensen Button go?
Jensen Button's a further second behind.
Oh, wow.
Behind David Attenborough. There's another 2 seconds to Heinz Harold Hill. And he's now been caught by Spinastin Vettel then. He's making good progress through the field at this stage.
Yeah, he's up 2 places from the start. Decent progress. Renger van der Zande up 6. We expected that from him, given his expertise around Daytona. And yeah, it looks like Scott Land up 26. So he started from the back, didn't qualify. Maybe that was the trick. We'll see if he can scythe his way through the field and make it back up into the paying position.
Yeah, I think there's a long, long way to go. We've got at least
2 hours to be exact.
Exactly, 2 hours to go. We've got 4 or 5 rounds of LMP2 pit stops, and it's an absolute mob of LMP2s into turn 1. Who else has caught up then? So it's Renger van der Zande that's caught up to the back of the pack with Neon Cat, Liam Bridesmaid, Richard Attenborough, and Johnny Schumacher on the back now. So this is an almighty train of LMP2s making their way through around the horseshoe.
Spinash and Vettel makes it through, along with, is that Anthony Davidson that makes it through?
I think that was Renger van der Zande.
Oh, okay.
Now on the back of Spinastin Vettel. And those cars that we were watching fight, I mean, Pete Maverick's now back in 7th. It's a lot of ground loss. Who we got here? Salt Bay is back out, albeit still not at the front of the street stock field, making his way back through.
Is he now? I think he just made it through. I think
I think you might
unless
be,
more
might be
street
right.
stock.
Yeah, no, he's just made it to the front of that field. Right, where are we in street stock? Let's have a look. So it's still these two out front then. Tyler Ankrum. And as Catherine Payne has now made her way through into P2 then. That's Scott
Catherine Payne
between
is...
them. Oh, and down the outside goes Anthony Davidson and Jake Peralata. Scott Land losing 2 places because he was caught up in the middle of the street stocks there.
Indeed, and Catherine Payne is an American racing legend and motorsport manager, so should go and watch Mario's stream sometime. That is not a paid sponsorship, but now he does owe us $5, so...
Yeah, he doesn't want to pay sponsorship. go and watch Mario's motorsport manager streams, they are great. Right.
Ooh! Go back to that battle. He just hit I think David Attenborough into the wall. Liam Bridesmaid. So I don't know if he managed. Yeah, he caught it. Obviously, I don't know if he has damage. No, no, it wasn't. Liam Bridesmaid. There's the car ahead of him, I think. Oh, here we go.
That's Neon Cat, isn't it?
Neon Cat, yeah.
Move down the inside. They're going to be on the exit of 3.
The car. I think it was the car behind, actually, not Neon Cat. It was.
One Susie Wolf. So I don't think so.
Go back. All right. Yeah, it's fine. I don't think it actually affected much. I think it was that car right there. Oh, maybe that's Salt Bay. That's Salt Bay.
That's, looking for a move down the inside. Rich Attenborough is going to come under pressure on exit from Salt Bay. He's not really in this fight. That's Mike Conway and Susie Wolf bashing wheels. On the exit of the bus stop. This is for 12th and 13th in the LMP2s. What have we got going into turn 1? This is Spin Aston Vettel, Lanzande and Pete Maverick. Maverick gets shuffled out then. Down to 7th. Mike Conway and Susie Wolf. That was contact, looked like almost into turn 1. And then we've got this massive battle with Scott Land, Kagan, Anthony Davidson, Fernando Alonso, and Jake Peralata. Whatever. Okay. I'm really struggling with that one for some reason.
Clearly. Yeah, it looks like Scott Land is the highest out of the people that started in the back here, and yeah, maybe it's working out. Pastor Maldonado, David Attenborough, and Salt Bay half pitted. Have any of the street stocks? Yeah. Juan Pablo Montoya and Ricky Bobby and Keegan Spark pitted. I wonder if that was 111 seconds, so that wasn't planned. That's a shame. He was the early contender here.
Yeah, I think all those back 4 are stocks full damage. Unfortunately, the street stocks can go almost twice as long as the LMP2s, so I wouldn't expect them to be pitting until at least the hour mark. Whereas the LMP2s should be in the next 10 minutes or so for their first stop. So Sterling Moss did have a massive lead, but this is how it can swap around. It was nearly 6 seconds because of that bit of traffic. Susie Wolf is Karen Horner, sorry,
going down the inside of 2 cars trying to shoot the gap.
Is now only 3 seconds behind, although got caught up a little bit herself.
Yeah, that was Tim Johnson blocking her there. Of course, the random guy from the crowd replacing Valentino Rossi. You can see that Monster Livery sponsorship.
Yes, random local lad Tim Johnson making the history books today.
Literally doesn't even have a license.
I was told
came here via Uber.
I was told he did, but I didn't. I'm a very trusting person. I didn't ask to see it, but I'm sure he does. He says he does. He must do, right?
Yeah, probably. I'm getting word that he said, "Please God, don't put me in this. I'm going to die. Please, no." And yeah, no, he's out there. So.
Now you're making it sound like I forced him to.
Well, I'm not making accusations here, but.
Okay. Right. So that gap is back out to 4 seconds at the top. Then Sterling Moss is through for another lap on the street stocks, and then it's Karen Horner that's working with Attenborough there. He's obviously a lap down. Let's see where there's some battles going on. There's quite a big one between Neon Cat, Johnny Schumacher, Liam Bridesmaid, Richard Attenborough and Susie Wolf here then. As they try and make their way through once again. Looks like Liam trying to have a run on Johnny Schumacher there. Looking to the outside. Schumacher getting closer and closer to Neon Cat.
Go 3 wide, but there's street stock. That's Catherine Payne, or is that no, that's Enrique Lara, I think. Mr. Bean up ahead, and Jeff Gordon.
Yeah,
This
is still sort of like the middle of the street stock field. It comes out between Susie Wolf and Liam back there.
Liam has been taking people out. Nearly taking out Susie Wolf there. They're going like millimeters side by side. Precision driving. As Mr. Bean and Jeff Gordon are fighting and they can't find a way by. Is Susie Wolf gonna shoot the gap? Oh my goodness. This battle could last to the straight here. Mr. Bean breaks later. Oh, Liam is pushing his way through, and
they're basically
stationary.
They're basically
Who just got hit out there? That is that Fernando Alonso? What? Scott Land got hit into the wall. What disaster on hour or minute 30 something.
So we obviously saw what was going on ahead. Scott Land saw it a bit late. Then tries to go around the outside, and then Susie Wolf pulls out. And has put Scott Land into a barrier. And we still don't know who that man is on the back of that car. But we see it illustrated nicely there. He has managed to get going again. The back of that car looks okay. So Mike Brown going quite slightly. He might just have been caught up there. So how did they get through then? So it's Neon Cat and Johnny Schumacher that got through ahead then. And then this battle is still raging then with Liam, Susie Wolf, Richard Attenborough, Fernando Alonso. As we go into turn one, that's a great camera view. Liam down on the inside, braking later. Alonso making a move on Attenborough as well. And able to battle a bit cleaner this time because I don't think they've got any street stocks for a little bit. Thankfully. Because everyone was a bit basically stationary there.
And things seem to have calmed down a bit. They got some clean air. And it looks like Liam has the supremacy there for now. Jake Peralta is ahead of Coot Kagan here. They both got by Scott Land in the kerfuffle. Are you refusing to commentate now?
No, I just muted my mic for a second. I thought you'd feel and notice that. But for all your talk today, you're not as a professional commentator as me.
I've never claimed to be a professional commentator.
Well,
Got Tyler Ankrum.
Don't say anyone else isn't then.
Jake, I said that you were. I said the opposite. You said that you weren't. We got Tyler Ankrum here, still in the lead here. Looks like he's up by a lap. That can't be right. That is not iRacing. We got Juan Pablo Montoya getting in the middle here, and they're racing for position. Juan Pablo Montoya and Ricky Bobby, as Benesh and Vettel and Pete Maverick. So that they've swapped around. That's Heinz Harrod Hill. Okay, so Heinz Harrod Hill has got up to third. So they've swapped places. This battle still rages. Susie Wolf really wants to get by Liam Bridesmaid here. Just not looking good. We got Fernando Alonso and Mike Conway and Mike Brown again. Kimball Bassey missed his flight. Tested negative, but just didn't get his negative test in time. So hopefully we'll have him for future seasons or special events.
Yeah, I can only apologise for that. That's my fault. I left one of the iRacing base drivers in and didn't change the name for some reason. But, right, gap out front is closing. As Karen Horner continues to work, David, she's going to pit. Got our first pit. Sterling Moss.
So Moss too, yeah. So 20 laps is what it looks like. And let's see if the undercut actually works in these cars. I imagine the overcut works better, but maybe they'll run out of fuel. It is quite a long lap.
Yeah, we'll have to see. So it's Sterling Moss, Karen Horner, Sebastian Vettel, Heinz Harold Hill, and Jenson Button. Pete Maverick carries on them. On his way through, so he'll hoping his fuel load holds. As
Renger van
does,
der Sande.
yeah.
And he is an expert around this course, so if anyone can make the right decision here, I would imagine it's him.
This fight continues.
Yeah, as they're battling, Liam pulled off. But yeah, the majority of these cars continue.
Yeah, so in pit lane, very busy with LMP2s at the moment then. So we've got Sterling Moss, Karen Horner, Heinz Harold Hill, Sebastian Vettel, Jenson Button, Johnny Schumacher, Neon Cat, Liam Bridesmaid, Jake Peralta, Anthony Davidson, and Scott Land in pit lane then. So that is Sterling Moss coming out first, followed by Karen Horner. And then it should be Jenson Button, as long as he didn't have any damage. It's a long wait though. It's a very long wait. And it's going to be Sebastian Vettel. Jenson Button must have damage here.
I think Sebastian Vettel was, or Jenson Button was like 5th.
I think you might be right. And that's Johnny Schumacher making his way back out then.
It was a slow stop for Sebastian Vettel and Heinz Harold Hill. And Jenson Button was slightly slow as well.
Yeah,
so there was a couple slow stops.
They've definitely lost out there.
As a couple cars pull into the pits, we got Pete Maverick.
Yeah,
so it takes nearly a lap for them to come out of the pits.
Yeah, so they'll be doing tyres and fuel, so it'll be nearly a minute in the pit box plus the pit lane time. There's obviously a long pit exit here as well.
And Sue's coming out now, Scotland.
So has anyone continued on? Yes, I think so. Susie Wolf has.
Susie Wolf does, yeah.
Mike Conway and Mike Brown.
The Mikes going side by side. They're going to lose a ton of time in this street stock. I have to question their strategy here. Have to see if this pays off in the long run.
We'll see, yeah. It's all about seeing if they can save a stop towards the end, I guess.
And Mike Conway not managing that traffic very well. Gets caught up.
The best second NASCAR driver, Keegan Spark, deaf. Yeah, unfortunately Keegan Spark was caught up early on in an instant, Kagan. But long way to go.
Saul Goodman is the last car that didn't crash, so you're not doing well in street stock, but...
So, Pete Maverick will be quite a way behind, so it will be Sterling Moss that has the lead, but we're still waiting for we've got Fernando Alonso. Pete Maverick making his way back out then. Waiting for Susie Wolf and Mike Brown as we move into night time here at Daytona then. So we're on a uprated time cycle, so this will simulate pretty much the full Daytona 24 hours. So we go into night now and we will finish the race back in the day, but the lights will continue to drop and the street stocks will find it harder and harder to see where they're going. So unfortunately we can afford lights on the cars.
Yeah, I wonder if the incidents are going to start piling up here. I heard that the AI don't need to see, but we'll find out if that's true.
Yeah, I guess so. I think they should be okay. We have tested it. Right, so Susie Wolf and Mike Brown in. It'll be interesting to see. I think Mike Conway's the third one. Where they are in comparison then. So Sterling Moss has around... There's a big lead of about 7 seconds over Karen Horner at the moment then. And it's Sebastian Vettel, Jenson Button, Heinz Harold Hill, and Johnny Schumacher. Right, let's stay on pit lane and wait and see. I think that might be Sterling Moss coming through now, and is. So Sterling Moss back into the lead. Then it will be Karen Horner. Sweep through into turn 1.
Yeah, it looks like you lose a lot of time. Undercutting, unless I guess Susie Wolf wasn't that close to the lead group.
She was quite a way back. Yeah, that's Sebastian Vettel going through them, and Jenson Button, Heinz Harold Hill, and Susie
the
Wolf.
undercut has not hurt like it used to in the F3 series, so it's very interesting to see.
Yeah, I don't know where they were before. You're quite right in that. Susie Wolf making her way back out. I think she's going to be 9th. Might be further forward for her, I don't know. I think track
She
of where
was
she was.
she was fighting with Liam Bridesmaid.
Well, there is Liam. So they're pretty
So it looks
much
like
going to be side by side.
yeah. So it's maybe a slight advantage.
Yeah, but really not much, as I say. So the real difference that's going to make is about how many stops you can do. If they can keep extending, they might be able to cut out a stop. That might be the difference. But definitely no speed advantage, as you say. Right, let's get back on track with our street stocks. We've got Tyler Ankrum out ahead by 2.5 seconds from Catherine Payne and Sheldon Creed, who are going wheel to wheel into turn 1. I have no idea how those drivers can see where they're going. But no, it's pretty well lit.
Yeah.
Sheldon Creed moves to the outside.
I do have to say that unfortunately, Dixie Normus does have to wear sunglasses at night, so she can't see at all.
She's always drunk anyway, so
Doing pretty well for a drunk, a drunk sunglasses wearing person.
exactly. Maybe that's the way you drive the Daytona 24. We'll try it next weekend. What did you say?
Sounds good.
When we get to the midnight shift, we'll probably no doubt be doing. No one
Indeed.
else ever wants to do it. All right, gap out front. Sterling Moss got held up quite badly in traffic there. Karen Horner has closed to within a second. It's then 13 seconds back for Spinasti and Vettel. And then
Is that Castro Maldonado in the middle of Karen Horner and Sterling Moss? Yes.
Yes, it is. Currently only one lap down with an early incident. Right, let's see if we can find some close battles in the street stuff. Mighty train here then. So we've got Jeff Gordon just ahead of Tim Johnson, random man from Brown, replacing Valentino Rossi after his COVID test came back positive. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Big Chungus, Enrique Lara, and Pulu Uganda Knuckles, Polecat. So the street stocks are fairly close, apart from the front group. I mean, the field spread for the street stocks is still only around 10-15 seconds for the top 15 or so. So it's always...
Ooh! That is very quick reaction times from Renger van der Zande there.
He did. Liam Bridesmaid thankfully didn't go into the back of him as they now make their way through.
It's like Liam Bridesmaid is going for a move around the outside here. We'll see how it goes into turn 1.
Yeah, I want to see Jessica back this as well, okay? The season to see. Alright, street stocks are pitting.
Very
Back
interesting.
pit lane. So, Tyler Ankrum is in, so we can get a better view on the street stocks. Not really. That's that kind of. That kind of works. So they are now in then. So it's not quite the hour mark I thought. It's a bit shorter. So they haven't gone that much longer than the LMP2s actually.
So yeah, it should be quite interesting as Tyler Ankrum does get out comfortably in first.
Yeah.
Followed by Catherine Payne, and is that a different driver?
It's Michelangelo, I think, in third.
Yeah, I think that is.
No, that's. They're changing around quite quickly. We'll work on the order in a minute.
Yeah, I think all the street stocks did pit on the same lap though.
Well, there is one difference. Ricky Bobby.
He pitted early,
Pitted
so
very early. Is P2
for damage.
Same with. I know they did, but in terms of track position, they haven't lost that much. They're basically leading.
Fernando Alonso's been in the pits for 405 seconds.
Oh, so he has.
I don't know what happened to him. Doesn't look like there's major damage.
There's a bit of damage on the back right. This will take a while, but we have a while.
We got an hour and 42 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. We can see what happens, Fernando Alonso. Maybe.
Maybe just taking a pee break. quite possible.
Yeah, just having a break. Right, here we go. He's on the inside lane. I reckon he's going to get put into the wall on turn 1. Because that's some serious damage. Yeah, I think he's going to try and go around the outside of
Susie Wolf.
And she's just
Oh,
put him into
yeah.
the wall.
No outside for you.
Nope, and that's pretty bad suspension damage, which is why he'll be struggling back to the bits as he is. He is back out now, though. Albeit in 21st place and now behind Salt Bay, though.
And of course, Fernando Alonso is one of the winners for the Daytona 24 Hours in Real Life, so very depressing day for him.
Oh!
Oh, that is a car off there. Is that Keegan Spark?
I think it is, yeah. I think he very rudely got barged out the way.
It's got Dale Earnhardt and Keegan Spark going side by side into the bus stop here, and a couple cars are going down the middle, and there's gonna be a gap closing here. And who's gonna get hit?
Oh, it's actually another street. It's Big Chungus.
Big Chungus.
Chungus has just shoved him into a wall there. So it wasn't actually LMP2, it was Big Chungus trying to make a nuclear move. That kid's got in the car. Shoving him off into the grass. Right, it's Ricky Bobby in then.
So, yeah. Looks like the early pit. So he's back on cycle. We'll see if he can make it back through the fields and try to make a difference here. But I don't see that happening particularly.
I mean, it's a long way to go. These things could happen.
True.
It's quite unlikely.
Yeah, it seems to be closing up between Karen Horner and Sterling Moss.
Yeah, it's around about 2.5 seconds. And that could change in one corner in terms of Sterling Moss catching the gap wrong. It's the gap back to the rest of the field that's concerning me a little bit, considering they're both our drivers in first, second, Fox. I'd dearly love to see Sebastian Vettel or Heinz Hill make their way up, but they're going to need some divine traffic intervention, I think.
Well, if you win, you're going to donate it to charity, and if I win, I'm going to donate it to Ferrari to pay off my lease.
Yeah, I don't have as much of a problem with you taking them. I think it'd be a bit rich for me. Well, I wouldn't be taking them, just not giving out one. Anyway, Pete Maverick and Liam Bridesmaid into turn 1. This is for 8th and 9th. Just behind, we've got Renga van der Zande. And Rich Asborough on the back of that. This is probably the closest battle in LMP2. No, scratch that. We've got a mighty train of them here from Jake Peralata, Mike Brown, Mike Conway, Kagan, Anthony Davison. That's what that was quite a bit further back.
Yeah, still not recovered from that being hit off at the beginning here. Ooh, there's 2 wide going down through here. Is Polecat and is that Big Chungus?
That's Polecat Pulu. Big Chungus drifting his way on the exit turn 1. We've got Tim Johnson.
Oh, Polecat and Pulu side by side. Teammates. Team Gentle Pals. See if they're gentle with each other. They take each other out. Looks like they're managing. Of course, that is 2 classic liveries for NASCAR. The Kellogg's Cornflakes car and the Kodak car.
I'll take your word for that.
Yeah, it's like from the 90s or 2000s. My childhood.
Oh, very good memories. Surprisingly, still see them on the lights, despite there being no lights. This is exactly what we were talking about. Sterling Moss is caught up behind him. That gap could change. I think Sterling Moss might be getting around the outside now. But there comes Karen Horner.
Oh, and he got caught up again. Pulu and Polecat playing the ultimate team game.
They have, and that's now Karen Horner on the back of Sterling Moss then. That gap has evaporated in no time.
Is Karen going to go for a move down the outside here into the bus stop, which obviously turns into the inside for the exit. And she backs out and just follows through as there's 2 street stock cars up ahead. We'll see if they get in the way. It looks like they've managed to make their way around. That was Jeff Gordon and Mr. Bean going at it. Oh, who's in the wall? Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah, so that's the battle we were just on board with going past. goes to the outside. Presuming LMP2 is just going to arrive on the scene in a minute. And
Yeah,
no,
that is
Alonso
Fernando
does.
Alonso. A legend taking out a racing legend.
They do. Hopefully he managed to get going again. He did.
Karen Horner does get by Sterling Moss here in the traffic, but it looks like Sterling Moss is going to get by again, getting caught up by Dixie Normus, I believe, or is that
Her Majesty the
no,
Queen.
shit. Her Majesty the Queen of the Hot Wheels car?
Oh, I was talking about the British one.
Okay. Is that no? Fernando Alonso's a lap down, right? Yeah,
Correct.
he's a lap down.
Yeah. Alonso is. It's not going to stop him getting involved, but he is just as quickly as that gap had closed up, and we had a different leader for the first time in about half an hour. Karen Horner is once again a few seconds behind. Right, we've got Liam and Van der Zande going wheel to wheel, and that's Maverick just ahead.
And Attenborough just behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they've smartly backed out of the flat-out corner. Not risking it into there. Waiting for the straight, perhaps. These are equal cars and equal AI. So everything is equal. So the slipstream is everything for overtakes around here.
Oh. Karen Horner has made her way back past.
That looks like Fernando Alonso's going for a move.
He's getting involved anyway.
Trying to get his lap back here. Hoping for a full course yellow, which aren't enabled, but he's thinking ahead to hopefully get the wave around.
Well, he needs 4 more laps back. It's currently 4 laps down. He's going to fight through turn 1. Oh! Going wheel to wheel, Karen Horner.
Oh, Sterling Moss goes for an outside move and gets hung out to dry by Fernando Alonso as he snatches up the apex.
Well, this should suit Sterling Moss better, because, of course, back in his day, there were no blue flags. So he doesn't see any problem with Fernando Alonso, whereas Karen Horner's probably getting very angsty on the old radio.
Yeah, Michael, no, this isn't right. Wrong team principal, but sentiment made.
Sterling just humming the national anthem and having a lovely old So they got through, but the battle for the lead is very much back on between you and me at the moment, Fox. It's been Aston Vettel. He's about 16 seconds behind, so he's going to need quite a few instants of traffic. But that is catchable. I mean, they can catch. We've seen when Sterling Moss now tries to make the move back into the bus stop.
Around Keegan Spark, yeah, as they all get by him.
Yeah, running interference, and it's not worked out well, and the lead is swapped again then. Right, let's get back down to straight stop. That's Tyler Anker and them. Now 4 seconds in the lead from Catherine Payne. And then it's a second back. It was Michelangelo that got out in P3 then. We've got Ranga Nathan in P4. Not seen much of him today, but he's made his way back through. And it's Dixie Normus, Her Majesty the Queen, and Jean Girard going side by side. France versus Britain.
Come on, old lady.
Battle, as they now hold up a whole string of LMP2s. As they all struggle, and then that's that Mike Conway that just zooms past the outside of a lot of them. And that's Mike Conway up to 14th. Britain versus France, and yeah, it was Sheldon Creed that's dropped a lot then. So it's an 85-second stop, so it obviously picked up a bit of damage. He's lost about 10 seconds. He was running P2 behind his teammate.
Yeah, and Catherine Payne is looking set to get a podium here today. We'll see if she transfers her motorsport manager skills into the real world of fantasy league racing.
We'll see, it's going alright at the moment.
Is that Mike Brown on Anthony Davidson here?
Yep, and then that's
Salt Bay.
Bay a lap down and Kagan just behind there. So it's for 14th, 15th and 16th at the moment. I do think this would make a great championship. We need to walk before we can run. We'll be doing F3s for season 2, but the the potential for it. Like, I kind of want to go even further. I want to do like 4 classes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is good fun for the special events. If you guys do enjoy it, then along with season 2, the idea is to try and follow as close as we can where AI is applicable the special event season of iRacing. So we'll try to have a bar first race at some point in February.
And Daytona 500.
Yep, we've
Salt on
been a lot
February.
of call for some NASCAR, so yeah, we'll see. So the gap out front, back up to a second. It's Sterling Moss back in front now. Fernando Alonso still running interference in the middle. Sebastian Vettel though, gap down to 13 seconds now. So slowly catching the traffic in the right place. He's bringing Heinz Howard Hill and Jenson Button with him. And Johnny Schumacher. So I would still say that front 7 or 8 are still in this if the traffic comes in the right place, right?
To be fair, any of them are in it as long as one of them crashes or something.
Well, true. We've not really seen the crash central that we expect from F3. So I don't think we're suddenly going to see half the field get taken out here, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, it is quite a wide track, thankfully, but there has been a couple incidents as Sterling Moss goes down the inside of Karen Horner.
And then Fernando Alonso shoves her out wide.
Jeff Gordon getting in the way. Of course, Jeff Gordon and Fernando Alonso are friends in real life. A couple racing legends. We've got Mr. Bean and then Juan Pablo Montoya. So they managed to make their way through there. Yeah, Karen Horner got by Sterling Moss again. But again, she gets caught up. And Sterling Moss is caught up in a battle here with Her Majesty the Queen and
Your
who is
teammates,
that?
guys, leave each other alone. Oh, Karen Horner's going to sweep by the outs. Is she? Oh, no, Sterling Moss just gets released in time.
Yeah.
Karen Horner has to wait a little bit.
Well, almost gets caught up there with John Gerard as Karen Horner gets pushed wide by Her Majesty.
Oh, and Sebastian Vettel's been caught up.
That's
Passed
Enrique Lara.
by Jenson Button, Johnny Schumacher, Heinz Harold Hill. So all these guys are swapping positions now. Johnny Schumacher's gone from like 7th to 3rd. And then Heinz Harold Hill getting held up even more. Sebastian Vettel gets placed back down the outside. So it's Johnny Schumacher and Jenson Button that have been released. They are now 3rd and 4th.
That is a big shakeup.
Yeah, so I presume Sebastian Vettel just got caught in the traffic somewhere.
Yep. Enrique Lara. Gets boxed in by David Attenborough. And then, yeah.
So yeah, Johnny Schumacher comes around turn 1 and 2. He's quite a long way behind these guys. He's going to find his way around a lot of them in a minute. You can see the car park starting to happen ahead. So sit and wait.
Very patiently waiting. And yeah, they all just get caught up behind Enrique Lara. And Sebastian Vettel refuses to pull out there. That's Tim Johnson. Valentino Rossi's last minute replacement. Holds him up too. Is this live now?
It says, yeah, this is Rich Amber getting held up at turn 1 with Liam bridesmaid Susie Wolf. There's a even bigger train again up here. Trying to make their way through. Let's go back to Blimp. I feel like Blimp's good for this. To sort of see what's going on. Susie Wolf trying to make her way through with Alexander.
It looks like the intervals, it's pretty close for the top from like 3rd down to 10th-ish. Looks like there's relatively within reach. But yeah, and then there's obviously that massive gap between 1st and 2nd and 3rd. So we'll have to see how traffic plays a role here.
Well, that's it. It is going to be all about traffic. These two were 4 seconds apart, and then they were the other way round, and they're back to 4.5 seconds apart. So we've got Johnny Schumacher. Neon Cat's made his way. Where's he come from? Neon Cat's now P4. Traffic's shaking everything up here.
Indeed, as David Attenborough and Jensen Button get bargy there.
That's
Is that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? Is that
Donatello. Yeah, that's
okay?
Liam's other team trying to help him out as Liam Cat gets. He's going to have time to go right. He is, and that's Johnny Schumacher back on the back of him then with Sebastian Vettel. Down was the shit.
Yeah, David Attenborough is a lap down here. It's like Salt Bay's 2 laps down, and Fernando Alonso's 3 laps down. So gonna need a miracle for those drivers.
Stopping David Attenborough getting involved, similar to Fernando Alonso. I think he's now. Well, he's still in between them. Still in between the two leagues, just not running as much interference now.
I don't think he wants to run interference. He's just trying to get his lap back here. Got Mike Brown.
Right, while the front two and LMP2 have settled a little bit, I'm just going to take a couple of minutes. Do you want to run us through the street stocks? Maybe sort of who. Well, we'll run through the top 5, 6, and sort of maybe who they are, what teams they're in, etc., etc. As a jumbo jet lands just over the barrier.
I think that's Valentino Rossi actually finally making it. Kimball, Bassi, but obviously there's no mid race driver swaps. So, but I'm glad that they have arrived to see their replacements doing kind of not well. Yeah, no, not well at all. Yeah, very disappointing. So yeah, we got Tyler Ankrum in the lead here. That is running in HWT Motorsports, who is run by Tom Bryant. Tom Bryant is one of the admins of RCI, and Tyler Ankrum is a NASCAR Truck Series driver, followed by Catherine Payne. Team owner is Mario. 8th is the New First Racing. Catherine Payne is, of course, a motorsport manager driver, as Pastor Maldonado almost dive bombs and takes out Catherine Payne as we're talking about her. But she's holding on to second there. Followed by Michelangelo, who is owned by Liam, Boris's Xmas crew, which is the adult Mutant Ninja Turtle, because we don't support child labor here. Followed by Mahavir Raghunathan, the absolute meme, which is ironically not on Memes to the Moon. He's on El Plan, who is run by Agravlin, and Raghunathan was the F2 driver that once completed an extra lap during a race at full speed and nearly killed a bunch of marshals. Followed by Dixie Normus, who is owned by Hardy, and that is BBW Cosworth Racing returning, and is actually a character from what is that series called? Austin Powers. That's what it's called. And then rounding out the top 6 is John Gerard, as Johnny Schumacher and Jensen Button are in the pits for the second round of pit stops.
They are, yeah. I thought we just cut away that. As we've got the pit stops happening once again. So Sterling Moss, Karen Hornet, Liam Katz, Sebastian Vettel have carried on. But yeah, it's Jensen Button and Johnny Schumacher that make the early stops then. They went 21-22 laps the first time, so this seems early for these two.
We'll have to keep an eye on the time there, see if there's any damage that's being repaired. It's quite possible that they have run into each other.
It's very possible. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Cameras. So yeah, it's about 4 seconds between the front two at the moment. We'll see. So Karen Horner does pit. So maybe they just saved a bit of fuel the first time round. So we'll stay on pit lane camp to see the LMP2 start to come in. That's Jensen Button and Johnny Schumacher back out. And Sterling Moss and Karen Horner have both come in then. So we'll see if there's any damage. They've certainly had their troubles with the street stock grid over the last half an hour. So
yeah, and Sterling Moss does have a 5-second buffer here to get in and out of the pits. We'll have to see as Neon Cat and Spinash and Vettel come in, and Heinz Harald Hill continues on. So does Liam Bridesmaid and Richard Attenborough and Pete Maverick.
Yeah, so a bit of a bigger spread this time for the LMP2s. as Susie Wolf joins pit lane. As do a few more now then. So we should expect to see the front two pull away in the next 10 seconds or so, and we'll see if either have any damage or whether order resumes between Sterling Moss and Karen Horner. And it is Sterling Moss that leads them away then. Maybe a bit closer.
It looks like, yeah. It came out pretty much the same time, so I think as it goes 91 seconds for Sterling Moss and 89, so that's 2 seconds gained in the pits for Karen Horner here. So yeah, cut that down to 2.2 seconds. We'll see if she can light those tires up quicker than him and maybe close the gap.
Yeah, good work from the from your pit crew. That.
Yep, I do pay them in solid gold-plated. Solid
You've got
gold-plated.
to stop buying solid gold plating. So okay, we're not going to get any sponsorship.
It's actually like a terrible mug because it just conducts the heat into the mug and makes the coffee cold, but the mug is burning hot the whole time.
And it's only gold plated, and you're holding it all the time. So you're basically rubbing it off.
Yeah, it's really just awful all around.
So Heinz Howard going again, as is Richard Attenborough, as is Liam, as is Van der Zande, as is Pete Maverick. So.
And is it true that you're going to send a Rolex watch to whoever wins in each class? Is that true?
Yes, I recently visited Thailand, and I'm assured it's a Rolex watch.
Okay.
They're very reasonable out there, you know. It was about 20 quid, but you know, that's just, you know, exchange rates. I think. I mean,
yeah,
it's definitely genuine.
That's about right. For sure. Yeah. Now, it does say Rolex with a CKS, but I'm certain that it's just a translation.
I'm sure that's what it is. Yeah. It's the Rolex of Thailand.
Exactly.
Right, we'll wait for Straight Stocks to make their second stop. There's 3.7 seconds between first and second. Michelangelo much closer to Catherine Payne now, just half a second between them.
And I think she did gain some time on Tyler Ankrum as well. As Heinz Harold Hill pulls into the pits, I assume that Richard Attenborough and Liam Bridesmaid and Ranger Van der Zande and Pete Maverick, Mike Conway and Mike Brown will come in?
We'll see. I can't see any of them.
No, I think they all went for another lap. So we're getting a lot of strategy spread here.
Yeah, Richard Attenborough's through. Van der Zande's through.
Liam Bridesmaid does pick.
Maverick and Bridesmaid do pit, yeah. So there's only two carrying on.
Maverick pit? I think Maverick's continuing.
I think you're quite right. Yeah, Maverick has continued. So we'll see. I mean, Heinz Howard Hill was fighting with Jenson Button, Sebastian Vettel, Johnny Schumacher. So we'll see as they come round where they are. I think that's Sterling Moss coming through. Yes.
Yeah.
There's Karen Horner.
Looks like a gap has really formed there. That was like 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's showing as 6. And there goes Heinz Howard Hill then. So it'll be close on exit with Jenson Button. Looks like Button will get it. Just. Heinz Howard Hill is released then and will come back out in a net 4th place. Comfortably ahead of, well, I say comfortably, he's now being held up. That's Johnny Schumacher and Sebastian Vettel and the old cats that come through them.
Well, they both squeezed by Tim Johnson there, my goodness.
Richard Attenborough going again. Van der Zande's in then. So Richard Attenborough really eking this out.
And is Pete Maverick coming in?
No.
So a couple cars are really...
Mike Conway ahead. So they've all stayed out.
Some differing strategies here. We'll see if it pays off in the long run. I don't know if they can cut out a stop here, but quite possibly could see them cutting out a stop and maybe pulling a blinder.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. They're all, as I say, they're all as a pack. They're not. It's Kagan and someone else just behind Rich Appleman. So Van Zande still in pit lane. Karen Horner's through, and it's quite a big gap developed. A very big gap has developed between Sterling Moss and Karen. Is Karen Horner in the pits again?
She is. What happened?
I don't know. I said that gap had got bigger, and obviously something's happened. Obviously, but is she going to get put into the turn 1 wall again?
No, I don't know what happened. Maybe
Are there any contacts here? That's Mr. Bean and
Jeff Gordon, the age-old battle.
is the well-known battle, yeah. Karen Horner. So this was the gap that I saw develop, obviously getting held up, but no contact.
Interesting. Maybe that quick stop, they forgot to put the fuel in.
Maybe we were praising them too early there.
Yeah, I'm taking back those solid gold mugs. No Ferrari leases for them.
There's definitely not been any contact. Just watch the end of the lap just to be sure.
It looks perfectly fine.
Very
Maybe
strange.
she's just trying to dodge those, and
Oh, it was a very short stop, 68 seconds.
so maybe the fuel just didn't connect, and they just said, do another lap and we'll try again next time around.
Yeah,
So,
maybe. Very strange.
very strange indeed. She might have just been trying to avoid those street stocks on the front straight, and she ran out of track and just hit in the pits accidentally.
I don't think that's what happened, but still quite strange. So, Rich
Right.
Asborough still going.
Is this an extra lap again? Another one? And that's Mike Conway right behind.
Let's see.
Or is that Anthony Davidson?
Mike Brown is back in the pits. Oh, no,
For the
he's
first
back out. Yeah, as is Pete Maverick. So that's them
Maverick.
making their first stop, isn't it? Second stop.
Admiral's in. Mike Conway. Is Mike Conway still out? Oh, he's coming in right
in now. Yeah, so they've gone a little bit extra. Well, a little bit, like 5 laps extra. So
now. Really eking this out. Yeah.
it's
It
a
might.
big difference. And I think we're going to start to see the street stocks come in for their second stop as well now.
Indeed.
Or if they just done and we've missed them. No, not yet. So that would be the next round of pit stops. So yeah, we'll see where it comes out. It's a big difference in the number of stops. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Sterling Moss has gone through. Now has
And
a
now-
pretty demanding lead then, so it's Jensen Button that's next.
Okay.
It's now 1-2, unfortunately.
I was gonna make a joke about how you how you made Jensen Button like overpowered. Now both your cars are in the lead. This is I think might need to launch a Foxworth international investigation here into this special event finale here. I'll release the findings in March, 2 days before the season 2 start.
Still punch yourselves.
Are you actually checking? Are you checking to make sure? Oh, that would be quite interesting. And we got Kim Jong-un, who is, I forget what that's Big Chungus, I think, holding up Sterling Moss here, trying to make it interesting. But yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see how this race develops here now that Karen Horner is out of the running. At least Tyler Ankrum is in the lead in street stocks.
Full clarity, right? 0-0, 100, 100 is our AI. 10 spot and 0-0, 100, 100, 100. Starting off 0. They're all completely level.
Releasing trade secrets here.
Wow, it's not that much of a strain. Although Sterling Moss is getting massively held up here.
Is that Jensen Button right in the background? Or is that no? No, that's
Johnny Schumacher and Van der Zande going wheel to wheel.
We'll have to see how. Yeah, it looks like Jensen Button made up 16 seconds in that lap. Or, I guess maybe it updated as he gets held up behind Tim Johnson. Tim Johnson has been like the holder-upper of this entire night.
It's like I'm sick of these bloody professional drivers.
Yeah.
I'm going to show him his
Valentino Rossi is in the paddock, I hear. They're asking Tim Johnson to pull into the pits and swap drivers for the rest of the race, but he's refusing to pull in.
They actually found Valentino Rossi tied up
in
a lockup.
Been here the whole time. Tim Johnson. There's cops waiting for Tim Johnson to finish the race. He may never see the Fantasy League again. We'll have to see how the court case handles.
Yeah. One thing's for sure, he's not pulling in.
Yeah, it's got Neon Cat, who again, came out of nowhere. I feel like he's been in the midfield most of this time, as he's got a Neon Cat livery. That makes sense. Being held up by his teammate Big Chungus. As this almighty battle is forming here with Heinz Harold Hill, Spinash and Vettel, Liam Bridesmaid. Is that? Can't tell who else is there. Is that Liam Bridesmaid or is that Conway?
It's Johnny Schumacher.
And the
Van
der Zande. Yeah. Cadillac. Van der Zande, of course, winning with...
battle for second and third in street stock. It's Catherine Payne and Michelangelo.
It looks like they're letting Tyler Ankrum get out of the way here. I don't know why I'm rooting for Catherine Payne so much, since I don't get money if she wins. But I am her #1 fan, so that makes sense, I guess.
You don't know why you're rooting for her, but you're her #1 fan. Sentences that describe themselves.
Well, I'm saying that it's not my driver. I don't even know where my drivers are. I got Hulu down in... Oh, mine Polecat's last. That is continuing his form from the season. And we got Pulu in 34th. Oh my goodness. We've been working on a history spreadsheet for all the top 10s, wins, podiums, pole positions. And the only driver from Season 1 to not finish in the top 10 was Mind Polecat. So I was hoping to see his fortunes reverse today, but seems to be continuing on.
Oh,
there's
points Howard Hill on the back of Catherine Payne there.
An almighty battle. Let's hope that Catherine Payne doesn't get sent to the pits here. Contact with her teammate and the LMP2s would be devastating for the team. Doesn't look too bent back there.
No, I think they're okay. She might have just had a wiggle on her own. But Michelangelo will get in the toe now. Falls out of the toe far too early. Oh, God, that's why. That's a wild Susie Wolf going past at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Now feels it safe to pull out. Go into turn 1. Outside line difficult enough in a normal car, let alone a street stock, I would imagine. And yeah, it doesn't really work. And oh, that's Liam.
Bridesmaid, yeah.
Going through.
Now I've been told by Mario, the team manager, that they are running Hello Kitty and My Little Pony liveries on Catherine Payne and Enrique Lara's car to try to promote the female viewership of this league. So we very much appreciate that.
Always a good thing. It's more animated. It's quite scary on board of a street stock.
I feel like, yeah, this race in real life would... No one checks their mirrors in iRacing to begin with, so this would be an insane league formula.
Yeah, definitely would be.
Of course, no blue flags here, as that's
Kagan, I think.
Kagan, yeah, coming through as well. Yeah, multiple as Mike Brown goes flying around the outside. This is insanely scary for these street stock drivers.
That's
Completely
why
understand.
the field's not too strung out in street stock is because they're not really been able, they've been able to race about 10% of the race.
Yeah.
Oh, good grief. Went to move to the outside, there was no P2 there.
Indeed, yeah. It looks like Catherine Payne is holding on to position well. Yeah. Fastest lap is Pete Maverick, 130.6. That's like a
massively fast time.
yeah. That's like almost a whole second. Did he cut one of the chicanes?
So no, I'm just on charge.
Yeah, it was one of the cars that managed to hold out for a few laps there. So it could be working out in the end here.
He's had a 60-second stop as well. He's had the same as Karen Horner.
Oh.
So Pete Maverick at some point has... So, yeah, it must be fuel. And that's probably why they... Oh, my goodness!
Oh! Huge crash! That is... Oh, who is that in the wall? The Dynaco. Not Dynaco. It's... Oh, my goodness. What a crash. Going slowly. Number 65. I don't know who that is.
And Saul Goodman.
Saul Goodman into the wall.
So there's already something happening.
It looks like he was trying to fight Pulu. Misses breaking point, perhaps.
Oh, it's Alonso again.
Oh, Alonso. Alonso causing all the chaos. Tries to get back on the line, and Pete Maverick just takes him out. That is disaster for Dan and Kagan. Their teams clashing as the street stocks are pulling in for their second stops.
That's not Karen Horner again, is it? Oh no, that's
Salt Bay.
Salt Bay, yeah. So yeah, street stocks coming in now then. So Big Chungus is furthest forward in the pit boxes. What? Oh, Catherine Payne and yeah, no, what?
Are they a lap down?
No. Uganda Knuckles has done a 36-second stop and is now leading street stock.
Interesting. Did he not take tires?
I don't know.
Yeah, he might have just fueled and not taken tires. Is this a strategy blinders? You know what?
Ranganathan's done the same. No, he hasn't. That's a really long stop. What has happened to...
Tyler Ankrum with a 113-second stop. He's still in the pits.
Same with Catherine
Payne, 111, yeah.
It's all changed. She's back out now, but it must be damage. It's the only thing I can think of.
I don't... They're still in the pits.
That's Big Chungus coming back out just behind.
A massive change-up for the lead here.
Oh, and that's...
That is Pete Maverick coming out of the pits after his incident.
Don't launch another street stock today, please. Please, sir. Please don't do it. As they're released from green.
As Rage points out, that Ugandan Knuckles knows the way, so we'll have to see how these standings shake out. As Tyler Ankrum and Catherine Payne have awfully long stops here.
Yeah, so we're going to have to completely reassess what's going on in street stock. In the lead is Ugandan Knuckles with a 36-second stop. That lead is 20.
Please.
Oh, he's out of fuel. Is he?
Oh yeah, I don't think they put any fuel in it.
Oh, the fuel line wasn't working. It was a nice try.
They forgot the fuel.
They just wanted to get that campaign message out there of Sheen and Lohan. Coke and hookers for everybody. They got it out there. They got on the big screen. But that's all we're going to see from them today as he comes to a stop. But Ranganathan, 106 seconds, that is fuel. As is... so Sheldon Creed is just behind. From Her Majesty. And then comes Tyler Ankrum.
I was about to say, if Rage wins this and you win the others, I'm going to... Rigged!
Well, yeah, Knuckles is out. Ranganathan is now in the lead then. Sheldon Creed second. Majesty third, Tyler Ankrum fourth, Big Chungus in fifth. Ugandan Knuckles has been returned to pit lane then, unfortunately, with that fueling error.
So yeah, it seems that Rage was busy on the pit box, timing it, and then goes, "We're done, sir." And he clicked it and goes, 36 seconds. Did we miss anything? I'm sure it's fine. Just get it out there.
Rage joined at the right time there. Yeah, he knows the way, apart from the facts that apparently pit crew don't know their way to the fuel line. So unfortunately, he did lead very briefly.
Yeah.
He's now
No,
back in the
Ugandan
pits.
Knuckles, you will not have the fuel.
So it's Ranganathan. Who's Ranganathan driving for?
That is a Gravelin.
A Gravelin. Okay.
Yeah.
So now,
So yeah,
currently
he's had
in the
some
lead.
terrible luck with Fernando Alonso and Kim Bulk-Bassi obviously not making it to the race, and Mike Brown taking the spot. But yeah, looks like he's maybe having some luck here in the street stocks. And that is what Donatello right there. Is he also or is he down the lap?
No, so it's Ranganathan, Sheldon Creed, and then Her Majesty. That's top three.
I just
Our previous leader, Tyler Ankrum, is now in fourth,
fourth.
with that longer stop from Big Chungus. And Catherine Payne had an even longer stop. No, same 140 seconds.
So yeah, I wonder if there was some contact there.
Interestingly though, Michelangelo, who was third, and Dixie Normus had 147 stops. Is this a difference in strategy? Is it tyres?
That's a possibility. Yeah, you might be right. Maybe that was just fuel for the other cars, and yeah, maybe they did put tires on too.
So we'll have to wait and see till we. The problem here is because of the LMP2s coming through, we never really get a set lap time or a reliable lap time. You might be able to tell, by comparing their lap times, as that battle Liam, Susie Wolf, and Rene van der Zande on his way through. Renga. Oh, it's been a long race. Right,
Got an hour left.
out front in LMP2, embarrassingly, it is Sterling Moss from Jenson Button.
Rigged.
Please, someone else. Even rage winning at this point, I would take.
Rigged.
I can't win my own league. That's. And then Heinz Hill, Johnny Schumacher's 7 seconds back now, still battling with Spinassi and Vettel. Them. It's getting on back towards the daytime. Almost all the way through the night here, I'd imagine.
Susie Wolf 2.3 seconds behind there, followed by Liam Bridesmaid, Renger van der Zande, and Jake Peralta wrapping out the top 10.
Actually, Mike Conway has just got ahead of Jake.
Followed by Mike Conway, and then Jake Peralta in 11. Edit that out. Oh wait, we're live.
We've got any other battles? We've got Mike Brown and Kagan going all the way here for 15th and 16th.
Yeah, Kagan was hoping to prove himself against Ken Bullock-Bassi, prove that he's ready for F2, but unfortunately we just have Mike Brown sitting in for Ken Bullock-Bassi. As Keegan's Spark is getting in the way of this battle. Pulls off to the inside. Almost takes out Kagan.
You say he's getting in the way, he's just driving along, as most of these street stocks are. We go back on board with our race leader in the street stock.
Did he just get in the wall there?
It did look like he was going slowly.
Yeah. Did he just hit the walls for some reason?
Oh, he's been off. Ranganathan's been in the wall. Who's this that's going to rear end him?
I think that's the Attenborough. No, that's Pastor Maldonado.
Oh, it's happened.
The memes take each other out.
Ranganathan is in the wall then. Go back on live. He's in pit lane.
He's in pit lane, so that's Sheldon Creed into the lead.
Sheldon Creed back in the lead. Unfortunately, it's going to be Her Majesty in second.
So Tyler Ankrum.
And this is Big Chungus looking to make a move on
As Sterling Moss goes flying around the outside of this battle.
Tyler Ankrum and Big Chungus going wheel to wheel into turn 1. Big Chungus looking to take the outside line.
Which is
very
wide
squirrely
there
from Tyler Ankrum. And very forcefully says, "No, sir, I do not agree with your political standing, and I will carry on my way in P3." So yeah, Ranganathan.
I swear.
Why do I keep saying Ranganathan?
If Sheldon Creed crashes and Her Majesty wins, I'm done.
I'm a little bit done as well. We have made it very clear that this is. I've shown you they've got the same settings. It's just. I can't make it up. The gap out front for Sterling Moss, 24 seconds.
Surprised he doesn't just take out Sheldon Creed there. So,
Somebody take him out. Right, I'm just going to set up my wheel and I'm just going to go take out Sterling Moss quickly. Um,
26-second lead for Sterling Moss, an absolute legend of the sport,
come on,
getting
Neon
an
Cat.
absolute legendary drive
Get
here.
yourself through. Come on.
He's getting held up. Looks like Pete Maverick and oh yeah, Jensen Button's right ahead of him there. So
Yeah,
yeah,
these two are pretty close.
Dixie Normus is trapped in there. Who's on the outside?
Excuse me. Dixie Normus is what?
Dixie Normus is trapped Neon Cat, and Fernando Alonso has made his way around, and Heinz Harold Hill is right in the back of Neon Cat.
Yeah, he is indeed. Almost Cat nearly gets cut off there, but it is Heinz Harold Hill up into third then. And all of this is allowing Jensen Button and Sterling Moss to get away. Come on, guys. This can't happen.
I just want to remind everyone that they started first and second as well. It started from pole and the front row lockout from Jay here today.
I have no explanation for this, as you know.
Yeah.
Okay, how did Rage finish first and second with two different drivers in season 3 of the F3 League?
I mean, he
can
is
just
your
happen.
best friend, so.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Ooh. So we got Spinash and Vettel and Liam Bridesmaid going wheel to wheel. David Attenborough is still trying to make up his laps here.
Yeah, he's stuck with these guys. It's just unfortunate that early incident put him so far back.
Yeah, clash between teammates.
Car seems to be okay.
Let's pass
Position is
Big
not-
Challenges and Tyler Ankrum there. Ankrum? So Tyler Ankrum is still in third place here, trying to come back up to where he was.
Yeah, so still within a shot. To be honest, most of the street stock field's still within a chance, and because we're not really sure what they're doing with the strategies, we've got a mix of people. I mean, you've got people like Dale Earnhardt that's down there in P37 or P14 in the street stock, who had a 51-second stop. What's he doing?
That was lap 23.
Oh, that was a lot. Okay, so just a difference. Maybe stopped a bit later and hasn't made the next stop yet.
Maybe that was one of those fuel stops.
Yeah, so there's a lot of question marks for street stock. Much less.
Yeah, we of course got the Honda engine sponsored fuel. I guess they're actually reliable. What's the modern day reliability joke?
I don't know. I'm a bit distracted because we've got some more pit stops happening in LMP2. So we've got Susie Wolf, Spinassian, Vettel, Jake Peralata, Kagan, and Scott Land are in pit. Are in pit lane. Which has only 13 laps after the previous. They seem to be getting shorter and shorter here. Unless there's been incidents, but we'll see.
It's quite a possibility they've all been battling except for Sterling Moss and Jensen Button, who are just stretching their legs at this point. Really wrapped it up early as Neon Cat and Heinz Harold Hill go side by side to the bus stop again.
Yep, they do indeed. They continue to battle, and Fernando Alonso continues to stick his nose in battles that don't concern him. Weaving all over it. Yeah, I think he knows you're there, Fernando. Look, we know you've had 2 races ruined on the weekend now, but there's no need to be a dick about it. I will actually I will scream very loudly and celebrate very loudly if something happens to Sterling Moss and Jensen Button. Because, I'm not too happy with how that's turning out at the moment. Not really in the spirit of the league. But I wanted to make the numbers up, so I've only myself to blame. Right, this battle continues then between Big Chungus and Tyler Ankrum. As they go on to the banking once more, it's Big Chungus that's made his way up into P3. I presume it's a he. We don't know, but maybe Rage can let us know.
Big Chungus, it's Bugs Bunny, so I'd assume.
Oh, of
Bugs
course it is. Yeah.
Of course, big fan of Kim Jong-un, apparently. I don't know how Warner Brothers feels about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure it shows. There's Tyler Ankrum. Gets knocked out. That's Sterling Moss. Go on,
Moss,
just
yep.
left. Take him out.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately not. But yeah, Big Chunkers holding on through the first section of corners. Then Tyler Ankrum tried to make the move around the outside, but got shown the door.
As Jensen
Oh!
Button pulls in.
Oh, I thought he's pulled into the pit lane. I saw him dropping like a stone. I was like, please.
Well, we'll see if he does a quick stop and forgets to fuel, or if he's gonna manage to do a good stop.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Right, I do need to just get some water and go to the loo quickly. So if I leave it on pit lane cam, then do talk us through.
Yep, there's a Sunoco sign, so that's pretty cool. I guess that's where we get our fuel from. Apparently, their nozzles do not work properly. There are rumors that we perhaps swapped the street stock and the LMP2 cans. I cannot verify those rumors, but there's been a lot of fueling issues, so it's possible. Looks like Jensen Button and Johnny Schumacher are still in the pits as Sterling Moss pulls into the pits. So as Jensen Button comes out. So nearly a whole lap up there. Huge gap for Sterling Moss. Heinz Harold Hill, along with Neon Cat, I think are going to continue here. So looks like Jensen Button and Johnny Schumacher have normal stop times. Maybe a little slow, but I think they got fuel on board, hopefully. As we get Heinz Harold Hill and Neon Cat coming in. Don't know if Liam Bridesmaid is going to get... No, Liam Bridesmaid is in as well. We got Ranger Van de Zanda. Is he coming in? No, Ranger Van de Zanda is going to go for another lap. So it looks like there's quite a few drivers that are coming in at the same time now. A couple drivers that, of course, have that 4 or 5 lap extension here. It seems like they're kind of lasting right around 30 to 40 minutes per stint. So yeah, if they can put in a couple extra laps, they could probably make it in one more stop here. So we'll have to see how these strategies play out, especially if they don't forget to fuel the car, as Sterling Moss comes out 83 seconds. So looks like a good and solid stop. Is anyone else pulling into the pits? As Heinz Harold Hill and Neon Cat race off pit road for 3rd place. It's like Heinz Harold Hill will hold on to that position, and Liam Bridesmaid is coming out as well. And is there more stops here? The Anthony Davidson and Ranger Van der Zanda are the next cars that need to stop. Looks like they're going through. Let's see how these standings update here, as Ranger Van der Zanda is in. So he did not go an extra 4 or 5 laps. I think everyone's going to make one more stop before the end here. Anthony Davidson is also in. Mike Conway goes through. Richard Attenborough and Mike Brown go through as well. So, and Karen Horner obviously had the fueling issue in her stop. Richard Attenborough had that was a slow stop a while ago. So he's still through. Maybe they put some extra fuel in. Looks like we're almost through the round of pit stops here. Karen Horner comes in as well. They're just waiting for Mike Conway, Richard Attenborough, and Mike Brown to make their stops. But I think it's very clearly going to be Sterling Moss who's going to be in the lead. as that is, I think Ringer Van der Zandt coming out. Yes, Ringer Van der Zandt is coming out of the pits.
Right. Sorry, I'm back.
All right.
So
We got a detailed rundown of the pits. So Mike Conway and Richard Attenborough and Mike Brown still need to pit. But yeah, I think Sterling Moss didn't have any issues in the pits.
Damn.
Fortunately or unfortunately. So it's looking very good for this twin barrel J to win some money today.
Well, at least Heinz Harold Hill is into second, right?
Oh, yeah, that isn't updated.
And that's Neon Cat just behind. So it was a 5-second extra long stop for Jenson Button, which now finds him behind Heinz Harold Hill. Unfortunately, not for too much longer, I don't think. As they look to go wheel to wheel into the bus stop. Oh, great job, Mr. Bean.
Oh, Mr. Bean is taken out by Neon Cat. A dive bomb of the century, trying to get by Jenson Button. Did Jenson Button get caught up as well? That would be good news for everyone who has a stake in this league.
Let's have a look. So, Mr. Bean hold up, so Neon Cat jumps himself through.
Oh, it looks like Mr. Bean kind of continued.
Yeah, so he just carried on his way. He doesn't really know what he's doing out there today anyway. He's got very lost on his way to the shops. But yeah, Neon Cat, unfortunately, trying to pick him up on the screen. He's back in 12th, being passed by Anthony Davidson, then, and presumably going to peel off into the pit lane.
He is in...
No.
Oh.
He's going to stay out. Okay.
As we got Mike Brown in, and Mike Conway and Richard Attenborough continue. I think they might be able to cut out the final stop here.
I can only hope. Richard Attenborough coming up behind.
Yeah, it looks like they're... Okay, I think Conway just went in the pits, but Richard Attenborough is continuing.
Yeah, so he was the one that was last time.
So yeah.
This time. Sterling Moss is around about 50 odd seconds. No, 24 seconds behind. It's now nearly a 30-second gap to Heinz Harold Hill in second. Then that's Enrique Lara.
Enrique Lara is off. Bad news for 8th of the new first.
Yeah, gonna get punted here by the look of it. Oh,
that's
Jenson Button.
Causing all kinds of chaos.
Right.
Taking out everyone except for himself.
Where's my admin commands? I probably can disqualify them, by the way, but I think David Attenborough. This is yeah, that's David Attenborough. Who's that on top of him?
That's Juan Pablo Montoya, and that's Saul Goodman. They've already collected each other.
Right, let's see what happened in the first instant then. So Saul Goodman is just going to lose it?
Yeah, he just loses it. And Juan Pablo Montoya just doesn't know where to go.
Doesn't know where to go.
Parked it.
And then David Attenborough's got on the grass.
I got to avoid the incident and goes directly into it.
I'll help you, Juan Pablo. They're not the same team, are they?
No, that is Hardy's team, Kagan's team, and Liam's team.
So Majesty's back in the pit lane. Something's happened to her.
This might be everything's kicking off now.
Yeah, my timing screen's going mental. Just looks like she's pulled into the pits and is now back out. But that's a long way down.
Yeah, right, it looks like a standard stop, a little early maybe. Oh my god.
Absolutely mobbed by LMP2s. This is why we chose street stocks rather than GT. Well, it's not the sole reason, but one of the reasons. As Catherine Payne's in the pit lane, so these must be the street stock stops happening.
Possibly, yeah. Maybe they can make it in one more stop after this if they pit now.
Well,
not exactly
quite
sure.
Early for. She's only one, and Catherine Payne exited with pretty much the rest of the street stock field last time.
And Richard Attenborough had a 92 seconds. Oh no, he still isn't pitted. Is he still racing? Richard Attenborough? Oh no, he ran out of fuel, didn't? Oh no,
No,
there he
he's
is.
still going. That gap to Sterling Moss is extended to 26 seconds now.
He has to pit now, right?
You'd
It's been
think
like
so.
6
You
or
would
7
think
laps.
so.
Oh, Salt Bay. Poor Salt Bay.
It's out of fuel. It's run out of salt for the fire. Right.
Yep. Richard
Oh
is
my
in.
goodness, there's an absolute mob on pit exit here. It's been Aston Vettel and Mike Conway, Mike Brown.
They've gotten the call that it is time to put in the lap times.
Right, Attenborough is in. So Sterling Moss will regain the lead of this race. Gap is 27 seconds to Heinz Harold Hill. He's now obviously quite clear now Jensen Button had that issue. So it's then Liam Bridesmaid, Johnny Schumacher, and then Jensen Button. Obviously that damage, and I expect the final LMP2 stop. Well, we're not sure if they need to make 1 or 2, but we'd expect him to be stationary quite a bit longer, repairing that damage.
Yeah, the only one that could possibly make it to the end is Richard Attenborough, but I doubt it.
Yeah, let's see where he comes back out. So Liam's through, Bridesmaid's through, and Chapman's released. So he's not massively out of it in terms of position, but yeah, you're right. His only chance is going to be whether he can cut out that final stop. 40 minutes seems a bit long.
Indeed, yeah.
To be honest. But, you know, it's a different strategy, so it could work differently towards the end of the race with tyres and speed, and you don't know.
Is Pastor Maldonado back on the lead lap?
He's still 1 lap down, unfortunately.
Okay. I was about to say, I was like, that'd be quite the comeback after taking out like 6 cars.
And then we've got Pete Maverick 2 laps down. David Attenborough is now back out 3 down. Fernando Alonso 6 laps down, as is Salt Bay. And then Sheldon Creed is back in the lead then.
Big Chungus and Tyler Ankrum. So yeah, luckily for you, your cars have been kind of dropped out of contention and street stock. So
as long as I can get away with it a bit, as long as it's not a 1-2, and as long as I don't win both classes, right? So yeah. We're fairly safe. I mean, Mr. Bean's P7, so I think we're safe there. And then yeah, obviously Sterling Moss is leading. That gap is down to 22 though now. Presumably Sterling Moss hit a bit of traffic last time round. That gap is not out of contention.
No, absolutely
it's come
not.
Down
Yeah.
7.5 seconds in the last 2 laps. If they just catch traffic in the wrong place, it could close right back up, and that would bring Heinz Harold Hill, Johnny Schumacher, Liam Bridesmaid, unfortunately Jensen Button, but and Susie was back into it. So we'll see. Long way to go yet. Still just under 40 minutes. So Sandra struggles a little bit to get past
Hulu.
Anthony Davidson on the back of him. Right, see if there's anything going on in the street stop. I think the closest battle is this one between Big Chungus and Tyler Ankrum then.
As Heinz Harold Hill goes around the outside. And Her Majesty's right in the middle of this battle, but a lap down.
She is, yeah. So running interference. Running rear gunner for rage is what I'm doing there.
She's doing pretty well for a 94-year-old, 95.
Yeah, she's known for racing cars. It's a secret pastime.
That makes sense. I do believe that.
Obviously, unfortunately, her son did insist that it's powered by cheese today. So maybe that is what caused the early stop. Maybe the engine getting a bit clogged up there with all the cheese being used.
Is that like a British pastime? Cheese?
No, it's apparently her son Prince Charles has a car that's powered by cheese, or like they make biofuel. He makes his own biofuel from cheese. He's got a Jag. Oh, and
there's a huge kerfuffle behind here. That's Susie Wolf and that battle raging on.
Let's
see if
Susie Wolf and
Pete Maverick.
Maverick trying to make his way through, yeah, and she diving down inside Big Chungus, not for position, but making him think twice anyway, and then that's David Hammer and Fernando Alonso coming through.
Ringer Van de Zande?
It is Van der Zande in P7, yeah. So
Yeah, it looks like Sheldon Creed has a fantastic lead in this class, which is good news because I kind of felt bad for Tyler Ankrum to be put by the wayside here.
yeah, I mean Tyler Ankrum's still third, but it's a big gap between first and second, as you say, of nearly 14 seconds. Right, we've got a nice little battle going on. This is for third, fourth, and fifth. This is Liam, Johnny Schumacher, and Jenson Button. Them coming down the. That's the wrong camera, Jay. There we go. Coming down the main straight then. And Johnny Schumacher moving to the outside. They have to negotiate. Oof, I think that's Spark, isn't it? And Liam gets held up. That's Johnny Schumacher and Jenson Button that will go side by side into turn one. And Johnny Schumacher holds on them. Someone needs to hold Button up. So it's up to you, Johnny Schumacher, today. Johnny Schumacher and Heitz Hill teammates, aren't they?
Yes, but
So,
unfortunately, a double podium means nothing today.
Which it doesn't, but they can do a good job here, right? Of Johnny Schumacher holds up these two up and lets Heitz Hill concentrate on trying to close that gap to Sterling Moss in the lead, right?
Can do. Let's see if it happens.
You don't sound very confident.
I mean, yeah, just Sterling Moss domination. Seems like every car that you enter in a series is just dominant. Although my car did technically win the test series.
I was going to say, if anything, it's definitely yours.
Where are even my cars? I don't even remember. Susie Wolf and Karen Horner.
Oh, and there's contacts between mine, Polecat, and Dale Earnhardt.
Well, there's one of them.
Yes, Polecat's P40. Pulu is P31, which is P8 in class. And then Susie Wolf is P6. Karen Horner, of course, was challenging for the lead. But that disastrous fuel stop has moved her back to P17, unfortunately. Right,
Yep.
Liam Bridesmaid now has got past Button, and now trying to take a look at Johnny Schumacher as they try to negotiate. I think that's Sol Goodman.
And that's Tim Johnson.
Having fun out there today.
Yeah, the blocker of the century.
Yeah, well, it wasn't meant to be tied up with Valentino Rossi. Right, this is Jake Jake and Mike Brown.
Peralta.
Peralta.
It's funny that the two drivers that you
You see,
forgot.
if I separated ALTA, I'd say outer.
Peralta.
Yeah, but Peralta, that's American pronunciation.
It's an American character. What do you expect?
What do you mean it's an American character? We have the same words in English, but we pronounce them differently. Because we pronounce the sounds differently. It's still the same word, but you pronounce it differently.
I guess. I mean, but does that mean that you would like call someone? I don't know. I can't think of an example.
Oh, it's pit stops. Right, this is what's going to be interesting then. So Big Chungus is in.
Tyler Ankrum is not.
No. Sheldon Creed. So who? Sheldon Creed and Big Chungus are the two that have stopped. Tyler Ankrum has continued. So it's the 140s were the bad stops last time. And,
Indeed.
They seem
lot
to be
of
the
bad
ones
stops.
that have continued.
Uganda Knuckles, of course, ran out of fuel after a terrible stop.
Yeah, so we'll see. If they were doing what we thought and they didn't take tyres, then they should be around 140 seconds this time, right? And the others.
Yeah.
So, in fact, they've stopped early as well. Have they run out of rubber now? We'll see.
Possibility. There's a couple early stoppers.
Yeah, but it's quite coincidental that the two that have come in first are the two that did the short stops last time. Sheldon Creed and Big Chungus.
Maybe they're trying to get some track position, get some clean air. We'll see if it works
Oh,
out.
and
But Tyler,
it's day all of a sudden.
I found the I'm sorry, I found the light switch for the daytime. I just found it
We found money
under
for the
my
meter
desk.
again.
Yeah, I found money for the sun meter.
Right, we'll see.
So good morning, America. It is
Oh, it's
daytime.
120. Actually, no, it'd be 140 by the stop. So this is longer. So I think they're taking tyres this time and didn't last time. I think that's
Yeah,
what's happened.
I wonder if they can make it on fuel from here. I would assume so.
They
30
should,
minutes.
yeah, they should be able to, but then this is only 14 laps since the last one. 2-minute lap, 28. It's going to be close, very close. So we need to keep an eye on then Tyler Ankrum, who is going again. So he's going longer, and we'll see what their the times of their stops are as well when they get there.
So Kagan is confirming his middle name is Comeback, and he's hoping that Keegan is as well. So we'll find out. I think it's pretty unlikely for both those drivers today, but
It's a
still
pretty
got
good
30
comeback
minutes.
at the moment. Keegan's back up to P11. Was, remember, right at the back of the field.
Oh yeah,
Early
started quickly, and I think I shoved into the wall somewhere and had to pit early.
Indeed. So, you know, a long way to go. Who's Keegan's other Keegan? Who's Keegan's other
Saul Goodman,
superstar?
who
Is last, unfortunately.
yeah
That's a
got
shame.
taken out by
Oh,
Malvin
Shatner
Mata.
getting held up big time.
That's
here.
not good. Huge,
Anderson
yeah.
Davidson.
That's Tyler Ankrum, the leader, as Spinash and Vettel and
Yep.
Mike Conway get by.
Just fly by as Neon Cat makes its way past Zander.
So that's devastating for Richard Attenborough here.
Yeah, it's put him from P8 to P13. And if he can go to the end, then it might not matter now, because that's put him a long way behind that he might not even get back out ahead of Sterling Moss anyway.
Yeah, and Sterling Moss will probably have fresh tires coming out of the pits as well, so it's going to be hard to hold him off.
Yeah, exactly.
As that's Sheldon Creed holding up Spinash and Vettel.
Yeah, he needs good outlaps here, so I won't really be helping him with this traffic. When are we going to make a race with real people? What do you mean?
I think a real league. I mean, that's on the cards eventually. A
Yeah,
Foxworth Autosport league.
Me personally, I have no interest in running a league.
So,
It's
and
far too much
I don't.
effort and managing people and stewarding and stuff. We compete in leagues all the time, and endurance races. We use other people and bigger things for this. The point of the fancy league is that we're doing something different.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, Foxworth Autosport may make leagues someday, but yeah, it'll be separate from this.
Yes, and I will have no part in running because I have no interest in running leagues because it's an absolute nightmare.
If anything, it'd be like a special event like LMP2s and Street Stocks, and just like a one-off event.
Yeah, but you still have to deal with stewarding and people like changing things up to the amount of admin it would take so much time.
Yeah.
I personally have no interest. Right, this is Jensen Button getting held up, and that's Liam on the back of him. Liam's up to 5th now. Susie Wolf up to 6th. And that was, yeah, Liam Katz just going backwards and backwards, back to P8 now. Unfortunately.
And Heinz Harold Hill has closed in by 4 seconds from the last time I've checked, but 3 seconds now. But I don't think it's going to be enough. In the end here.
Yeah, it's showing as 22 on live. So, yeah, it has continued to drop, but it all depends on traffic. That's the problem. So Uganda Knuckles on pit exit. Ricky Bobby's in the pits. Along with Keegan Spark.
So I think Tyler Ankrum can pit any time now, and he'll definitely make the end. So I think advantage is Tyler Ankrum, and apparently your mic is quiet. It's fine for me.
Mine's quiet. I mean, I'm literally speaking into it, so.
Yeah, I guess for the stream, not for Discord. So maybe we need to edit your stream mic settings.
It's very late in the day to say that, Kagan.
Let me I'll unmute for a second. Oh my goodness, I think you have the wrong mic selected. It sounds like you have your headset mic. Oh no.
Nobody's bothered to tell me that.
Oh boy. Lesson learned. So yeah, you might have to switch to your desk.
Why is that switched?
I don't know. It sounded fine whenever...
I definitely had that mic selected. Is it using the new one now?
I'm like 5 seconds behind.
Yeah, no. Just let me know when the stream catches up. Says it's switched.
I can't tell what. Yeah, it sounds. I think you're good now.
Okay, I'm
having you sound exactly the same now because you switched mics. So I'm 90% sure you sound right.
okay.
Yeah, I think
cool.
you're good. So back to the action here. Liam Bridesmaid and Jensen Button go flying around the outside of Tyler Ankrum, the leader in street stock.
I really hope that's not been the whole time. Yeah,
I don't know.
They're battling odd.
It might have just been like whenever you went to the bathroom or something. Maybe you kicked the wire and changed something.
Maybe. Right, Tyler Ankrum is in from leader street stock then.
So he can definitely make it from the end from here. We'll have to see if, oh gosh, what is their names? Sheldon Creed and Big Chungus can make it to the end.
Yeah, so this is the first of the later stops, and what we really want to see here is the pit stop time. So, will we get the 120-second stop that catapulted Sheldon Creed and Big Chungus into first and second, because we believe they didn't take tyres? Or will it once again be a 140-second stop, in which case Sheldon Creed and Big Chungus should retain the lead, but as you say, they might not be able to get to the end because of the earlier stop. It's going to go down to the wire here, Fox. That's for sure.
Exactly, and I imagine this Tyler Ankrum stop will be quicker because we'll see if he takes tires, but I imagine that he doesn't need as much fuel to get to the end.
I don't know with SRK. I'm not planning on joining anything extra in ACC at the moment. I'm fairly happy with what we're doing. We've got a lot of endurance stuff coming up. So
a lot of fantasy league as well.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
And Pulu's in the pits as well. Everyone seems to.
Tyler Ankrum is back out, so he's a much shorter stop. So he's presumably not taken tyres again, like the other two did last time. So Tyler Ankrum should easily retain the lead here. Because if we look back, Sheldon Creed... Oh, it's going to be close between teammates, you know.
Yeah, it's looking like a 1-2.
It is.
HWT.
Oh, and that's...
Neon Cat.
No, the 84, that was Leonardo that was shoved out of the way.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you're right. They are on for a 1-2. If Sheldon Creed can get to the end.
That's true, yeah.
Uganda Knuckles with that early stop. It's currently P3, but he's definitely going to have to... Oh no, he's taken a really short stop again. Lap 55. He's stopped for 57 seconds. So expect to see him run out of fuel. How is he still P... I guess, yeah, Michelangelo... There's a few people that are pitting now, actually. Jeff Gordon carries on. Michelangelo in the pit with Dix Enormous and Jean Girard. Mr. Bean in the pits as well, then. So
Tyler... Oh, no, he's not going slowly. That's right. LMP2s are just massively quick.
that's just the speed difference. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, that would be the scariest thing to see on a real track.
All right, final stops happening for LMP2s then. So Heinz Harold Hill is in. Jensen Button and Liam Bridesmaid come in. Sterling Moss and Johnny Schumacher have carried on. So, yeah, we'll wait and see what happens here. You could really do with some traffic for Sterling Moss.
Heinz Harold Hill is... Okay, he pitted, okay. So that is definitely the last stop for Hill. We'll have to keep an eye on Richard Attenborough. He's the only one that could possibly make it to the end here unless Sterling Moss is cheating in other ways.
He's not cheating. What's he on about? Yeah, Richard Attenborough... I mean, even though we saw him get held up quite a lot, he has come back out quite comfortably ahead of Heinz Harold Hill and may clear Sterling Moss, but I've got a feeling he'll drop in between them. And then it'll be about seeing, as you say, whether he can get to the end. Lap 64. It's going to be tight. I don't think it'll be enough, but because it'll be... He went about 4 or 5 laps longer, didn't he?
Yeah. Sterling Moss is in. We'll see if he makes any mistakes in the pits.
Yep, see if he maybe picked up any damage.
Clean, dominant Mercedes race. Very reminiscent of F1.
Yeah, it does indeed. It's been nothing but a straightforward race for him, not for the rest of the grid, that's for sure. Well, he was getting challenged quite nicely by Karen Horner until the incident.
Yeah. We're in talks with Sunoco to change fuel providers for next season. I think we got some mixed up nozzles. We'll have to investigate after the race.
All right, Sterling Moss is away.
Is that a quick pit stop? There might have been an error here. Let me see.
No, looks about right.
Yeah. Looks about right. It's just a quick stop. Yeah.
81 on exit. Heinz Harold Hill was 82, so it's pretty much the same.
Indeed. And where is Hill? Yeah, there's no way. There's no way he made up 20 seconds in one lap.
Yeah, no, Heinz Harold Hill is still not through turn 1, unfortunately. We've got Karen Orr in the pits with Nian Cat and Van der Zande. Right, Jeff Gordon is in, so that means Tyler Ankrum retains the lead of the race. That's Dixie Normus that's up into second. He's past Sheldon Creed somewhere that we've missed.
Interesting. And yeah, pitted 105. Yeah, I guess didn't take tires.
Yeah, no, you're right. Much shorter stop. So those...
Yeah, maybe taking that pain early as it locks up. Oh, there's a little punching between is that Ugandan Knuckles and I don't know who that is. Is that Michelangelo?
It is, yeah. Michelangelo in P4 and Knuckles in P5. Knuckles...
Donatello? There's Donatello lap down.
Laps down,
Leonardo, okay. Yeah.
So Knuckles hasn't had a fueling error again. He has carried on with that 57-second stop and got himself back in the running, but you've got to presume that he hasn't got enough fuel to get to the end.
Yeah, I don't know.
But he's brought himself right back into it, so we'll have to wait and see.
Maybe he does know the way, but I don't see anyone except Tyler Ankrum or Sheldon Creed winning this. A lot of lockups with the street stocks. Anthony Davidson and Mike Conway are in. Richard Attenborough is in the lead.
He is, yeah. So the question is whether he can get to the flag. As the laps tick down, obviously that likelihood increases.
Minutes, so, yeah. I mean that's about that's about 10, 11, 12 laps. So I have a feeling that that's not going to be possible. But I'm sure that he's going to give it a good go.
Yeah, I mean, he's got nothing to lose now, right? It's prizes are only for first place. There's no championship. This is the glory of the Daytona 2.4 for an entire year. We hope to be doing it this time next year. We'll see. It's a long time into the future.
We're possibly going to run a special events series, which would keep track of standings and stuff, but that is something we might do in 2022. We're just going to do one-off events.
It is 2022.
2023. I need to update. I need to update our.
Yeah,
our
I got to correct you
standings.
for a change. You've been correcting me for the last 3 hours. Finally, I got to correct you instead.
I am perfect. I'm actually going to find Superman and turn back time and be 2021, and then I'll be right.
Okay, well, you work on that and getting a refund for your gold-plated mug, and I'll see how we're getting on in street stock, shall I? All right, Tyler Ankrum leads then. Dixon Normus is only 4 seconds behind, though. So, and that's Michelangelo make his way past Sheldon Creed now then. So Sheldon Creed and Big Chungus did the opposite this time around, and considering that they're just going backwards, then it's the tyre difference, isn't it? They clearly haven't changed tyres. Michelangelo with fresh tyres.
No, it's the opposite. Because he's shorter, unless changing tires is quicker.
What do you mean? Sheldon Creed didn't change tyres this time, and therefore is going
140
backwards.
140 seconds stop.
Yeah. Michelangelo, 107.
That's less.
I see what you mean. I do see what you mean.
And the world is righted. It is all that should be.
But that's the opposite of what should be happening, so I'm confused.
Yeah, maybe the tires just take a while to turn on. Maybe the worn tires have the heat cycle in them, and they're working better.
Maybe. I mean, you're the American. You should know about NASCAR.
Yeah, it really depends. Sometimes used tires can be quicker, but usually as the laps come down, usually the new tires turn on and obviously have more pace. So it just depends on the tires and what they're made out of.
Good. Well, that was nice and conclusive.
Yes. Always very decisive and conclusive with Foxworth.
Right, so this is Jean Gerard and Knuckles going wheel to wheel through turn 1.
I almost screamed that David Attenborough was in, but I realized that he's like 17 laps down and not his brother.
Correct, yeah. Rich Attenborough is still out in front of them.
Got 15 minutes. What is the gap? It looks like a 10-second gap, so he can't really just lay off the accelerator at all.
Yes, it's 9 seconds. It went down 6 seconds last lap, presumably because of traffic for Richard Attenborough. Heinz Harold Hill has closed the gap to 20 seconds, but doesn't look like that'll be enough. But yeah, 14 minutes is still a long time.
Yeah, unfortunately for Richard Attenborough, it is a long time. So we'll have to see if he pops into the pits this lap or if he goes a few more.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that timing screen. Meanwhile, we've got a four-way battle here between Van der Zande, Conway, Scotland, and Susie Wolf. There's no prizes for 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th today, but you couldn't tell them that.
Quite possibly trying to put on a good performance and show potential team owners for Season 2 why they should put them into their teams. All these drivers are available. Obviously, if you're the team owner of these drivers, then you get first choice of them. But if the team owner decides not to bring them into the second season, then they'll be added to a driver pool that people can use. And obviously, you can create new drivers for Season 2, but we'll have a driver pool for Season 2 that people can pull from. And the sign up is live right now. It's in the description of this video, and I'll make a post in the Discord after this race.
Yeah, absolutely. You can all sign up 2 teams again, but we're trying... the second one will be provisional. Go with your main team first, as we hope to get more than 11 sign-ups this time. So you'll each be running one team, but you don't know. Van der Zande getting into a spot of bother there. We just saw the tail end of it. I think he's going to get clattered on the outside here. And does. Yeah, that's Scotland and Mike Conway going through. Unfortunately, yeah, that'll be the end of Van der Zande's challenge as he's into pit lane then.
Heavy favorite coming into this race. It's very unfortunate that his day is probably going to end there.
Oh, and it's happening then. Richard Attenborough into pit lane as we thought then. He was 12 minutes too short.
That is very unfortunate, but it was a valiant effort for sure.
Yep. and still get a decent result out of it, I would have thought, by going a bit longer each time, which will leave Sterling Moss to retain the lead. Heinz Howard Hill will come through.
Domination.
It is, unfortunately, yeah. It's look, I've shown you all that it is fair. Unfortunately, it won't be a win without purpose. As I said, I will donate my prize money of Sterling Moss to a charity to make sure that at least something goes somewhere for it. That's just the luck of the draw. But we should get a winner in Street Stock. It's Tyler Ankrum at the moment. Dixon Ormus has kept that gap around about 4 seconds. It was about 9/10 of a second quicker last time round, so he's closing it. So we'll have to see as Rich Asper coming back out, and that looks like it's going to be P7. Oh, yes. Neon Catch coming around the outside there, so close between these two on exit. But it will be Rich Asper back out in P7 then. So the strategy's worked. It's he was just coming from a long way back, wasn't he?
Yeah, indeed. It's much easier whenever you start from pole like Sterling Moss and just dominate the whole day.
Alright. Right, coming through then. This is the biggest battle on track at the moment then. So it's Anthony Davidson, Kagan, Mike Conway, Susie Wolf. These four have been battling, it feels like, the whole race. Making their way through the traffic.
Trying to, yeah.
Yeah. Also, let's just have a moment to appreciate our Street Stock AI drivers today. They've gone through hell to get here, I'm sure.
We do have counseling available for the Street Stock drivers after this race. But yeah, we'll see if any of them take.
That's been cut, Fox. The budgetary issues again, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's, yeah. The Disney sponsorship did fall through, and the D's Nuts was only $1 million Ugandan dollars. So.
Oh, gets us with the exchange rate again.
Yeah.
Right, we've got.
But the Rolex watches, they're coming. They're coming. They're shipping from Thailand, as you said.
Yeah, sure. So Dixon Ormus has taken another second out. It's definitely lapping quicker. We'll see as they cross the line this time. As Sebastian Vettel zooming on his way. So yeah, it's either not updated or they've done the same time. But about 8/10 again that lap then. So the gap is coming down. So it might not be over in Street Stock, you know. Dixie Ormus is on an absolute charge. And could be on his way to getting Hardy a victory here.
It would make a lot of sense if Dixie Ormus had massive balls.
Oh, can you imagine if he took Sterling Moss out there? That was close. I know what you thought, but I didn't. That's not what I was going to say. Is there enough time? There's 8 minutes left. That's a good 4 laps for these guys. At the pace he's been going, it's enough.
And we'll see if that Sterling Moss going around the outside there tripped him up at all.
Well, yeah, it's about another 10th back the other way then. So the gap's now 3.1 between them. I wonder if we could use this maybe. Where's that gone? that should have opened. It's not opened anywhere.
Oh, it's up there. It's up at the top.
Ah, it has now.
Head to
Cool.
head. Gotcha.
So we can maybe have that just to see how they're going sector by sector then for the battle for the Street Stock victory. There's a lot of numbers on that screen. I don't know what any of them mean. But that'll give us a bit more of a live update then. The gap says it's 3.0, and I can't see 3.0 on that screen anywhere. So
I'm sure it's fine.
yeah, maybe we have to go back to Dixie Ormus. So another 3 temps on that lap, but he's going to need more than that. So he get his way through. We've got Rich Attenborough and Nyan Cat going wheel to wheel.
Is that Mike Conway as well? No, that's
Pastor Maldonado stuck in the middle of them. Yeah, this battle's still going on.
There's so many memes in this league, and it's fantastic to see, especially whenever they live out their memes.
There's absolutely Her Majesty and Pulu going wheel to wheel. That's Jeff Gordon all over the back of him.
Not Goldblum today.
I'm very nearly. It's ingrained in my memory to say it that way.
Indeed, yeah. Got a new Jeff today. But we'll see if Jeff Goldblum returns for season 2.
I hope so. He is my new favourite person in the world. After the season we've experienced.
And again, if Liam does not decide to keep Jeff Goldblum in his team, then he will become available for people to choose.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, they will go into the pool of available drivers. It'd be pretty easy to work out, won't it? I think what we'll do is once a driver from last year or an owner from last year has signed up, and if they don't use any drivers, then we'll just add them to a rolling sheet or something. Yeah, that's then the pool.
I already got a sheet going. It just says all the names of drivers that have been in this league. We're also going to add the test
Yes,
drivers.
but we can't. The point is we can't have that pool until we know that the first pick goes to the person that had that driver.
Well,
yes.
What's going to happen is as people sign up, I will put team owner names beside the drivers so that people can know that they've been claimed.
Yeah, but no, we can't do it that way because we can't allow people to claim other people's drivers before they've made a decision. That's not fair. So we can only have a driver pool after that owner has rejected them.
I mean, I was gonna go with obviously if they then decide to put that driver in their team.
No, because it's just going to get too complicated.
Okay. This is the back room.
It's not a discussion. That's how we're doing it, Fox. Because we can't. The team owner has to reject them first, and otherwise we're going to be doing 3 or 4 times as much work. Because we're going to be adding drivers on and off, and then we're going to have to contact people to say, yeah, I know you claimed that driver, but then the team owner claimed it, so we need you to choose another one. It's going to get far too complicated.
Anyways, we got 4 minutes left here, and Jay's gone on a rant.
I just think it's a simpler way of doing it. So after his charge, Dixon almost has dropped a couple of attempts that lap, so it's not looking like he's doing enough at the moment to challenge for victory in street stock. It does look like it's going to be Tyler Ankrum that is going to get to taste the champagne. I was going to say milk, but it's only the 500, isn't it? That's the Indy 500. I know American sport. Right, it's Arrowdale.
And if you're Emerson Fittipaldi, then it's orange juice, and everyone still hates him to this day.
What, did he just find his own orange juice or refuse the milk? Is he lactose intolerant or something?
So whenever you enter the Indy 500, you get to choose your drink, and it's usually for like buttermilk is the official milk choice of the Indy 500. But yeah, people can choose fat-free, whole milk, 2%. I think you can even do like chocolate milk. Yeah, Emerson Fittipaldi asked for orange juice and he won, and so he poured orange juice over himself, and everyone hates him in America now.
Hate's probably a strong word. I feel like he's probably revered in some parts. He was an incredible driver that did incredible things, but Americans do be fickle. Right, there's oh, he's just lost all that time. I was going to say Dixon almost has gained nearly 6 attempts, and he's dropped it again.
Drop of the ball.
So it looks like it's going to be Tyler Ankrum then. We've got 2 minutes to go. So
can we get an update on Sterling Moss? Is he perhaps under pressure? Maybe?
No, the gap is 22 seconds. So unless there's... The thing is, the street stock, maybe this group could hold him up. if they started fighting between them.
He's literally down the road, but okay.
He's on the back straight. It's 30 seconds a lap quicker. He might do. But it's looking pretty ominous, unfortunately. So it does look like, unfortunately, I'm going to win the LMP2 prize. But as I say, there will be a donation to charity. So there will at least be a good thing that comes for it. But neither of us will be taking home the Superstock class, thankfully. That's going to be either Tyler Ankrum or Dixie Normus. It's looking like Tyler Ankrum and Tom Bryant that will take home the £20 for the Street Stock victory, unless an LMP2 gets involved at some point.
And we could see a late stop here from any of these drivers. It's been known to happen in these series.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Is Ugandan Knuckles still out there?
Knuckles is... Yeah, off that 57-second stop, is still going somehow. He's in 4th place. So, from running out of fuel to 4th place, has recovered incredibly well.
Can you imagine if he didn't have that fuel issue?
Yeah, well, I don't quite understand, because his first stop was around 50 seconds as well, wasn't it? And he ran out of fuel, and his second stop was around 55 seconds, and he didn't run out of fuel. So, some very strange things going on down at Memes to the Moon this afternoon.
Might have to put that into inspection and test the fuel. See if they switched mixtures halfway through. Maybe they put the LMP2 fuel into the car.
Maybe, yeah.
Had to dump it back out.
It wouldn't shock me from Memes to the Moon. Right, we've got 25 seconds, so I don't know if this will be checkered or whether we'll go for one more. Might just get over the line. 9, 8, 7, 5, 4. We go for another lap. So, final lap then for Sterling Moss. And final opportunity to get held up. Please. Please, this is not how it was supposed to go. But
could run out of fuel over the line. Maybe a car problem. Quite possibly.
I mean,
into the wall.
That track ahead looks remarkably clear. Unfortunately, there's a single stock car. Where are we with Street Stock? Dixie Normus. It's 3.4 seconds, so it does look like it's going to be Tyler Ankrum that comes home to take that then, as he starts his final lap. And, yeah, I don't think anything's going to be able to stop it this afternoon. As I say, this is random. This is how this goes. This can be fixed in future by you guys signing up enough teams.
It can be fixed? What?
Right, okay. Well, it's money for charity, which is always a good thing. If you're going to keep complaining about it, then I'm going to profess that you hate charity, Fox, basically, is what you're saying. So, yeah, I'll make it known, obviously, where that money goes and when it's donated. But it is going to be Sterling Moss, then, for Team British Legends, that takes the opening 2.4 hours of Daytona, the Foxworth Autosport Fantasy special event. It's going to be Heinz Harold Hill, a long way behind, in second place. It's a podium. It's not points or prizes to date, but a good showing from Heinz Harold Hill, and a good to see a returning name up there, and topping off a really good day for that team. Johnny Schumacher comes home in P3 then, to make it a double podium. It's going to be Liam Bridesmaid that is going to come across in 4th. I just want to keep an eye on where Tyler Ankrum is. Quite a long way from the finish. So it's then going to be Jenson Button in 5th. Just from... just across the line from Mike Brown. Standing in. We're going to have Neon Cat over the line in 7th. Looked like he was challenging right up there for a while. But some late instance. The late stopping Richard Attenborough gets himself up to P8. Decent result from there. Anthony Davidson. And then that's Tyler Ankrum across the line then to take victory for Street Stock. Just ahead of Dixie Enormous. And that's going to be Michelangelo rounds off the Street Stock podium then from Knuckles. Incredibly has somehow got to the flag. Maybe as you say, they put the LMP2 fuel in the first time and then actually realised that they could run the car on it. So the second time they put it in and it was more fuel efficient. I don't know. Jean Gerard comes home in P5. Sheldon Creed, Mr. Bean, Big Chungus, Jeff Gordon, Pulu, and Her Majesty round off the top 10 in Street Stock. Okay, I mean, it was a very different race to the frenetic action that we normally see in the Fantasy League, but it was enjoyable, right? It was chaos. It was something different. It was a longer event. Obviously, the result in LMP2 will be contested long into the night, I'm sure. And obviously, we won't actually settle that till Season 2 goes live if we're going to be anything like the FIA. But, yeah, it's not a massive winning margin for 2.4. It's just...
I'll have a discussion with all the team owners in this league, and we'll have an under-the-deal table and make everyone mad that watches this. And, yeah, there's rumors of retirement for Heinz Harold Hill as well. He might not return to the series. Feels like he's been robbed. We'll have to settle this in the background and just see how things go.
The thing is,
Ocon might make the step up into.
I seem to remember when making the highlights video not too long ago, Fox, that the first few races you were cheering when Pulu and Karen Horner crossed the line.
Hey.
To win the first 2 races of season 1. So
you to do with the AI in this league. Okay, I'm just the spreadsheet guy.
Nor do I. I set it and leave it. It's iRacing that's got to do with it. I've shown it on stream today.
We're taking iRacing to court.
Okay.
We're gonna sue iRacing.
Look, I don't want to dwell on this. It was a fun event. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I say we want to try and do these as often as we can through the year. Doing every single one or a version of it is probably going to be quite difficult. But I would like to run them as often as possible. Who is that?
That is David Attenborough or Pastor Maldonado? Or Richard Attenborough?
It's Pastor Maldonado.
Did he have an incident? Did he finish the meet?
Oh my god! I think he's run out of fuel on the last lap.
Fuel. Oh gosh, who hits him? Oh.
He's in reversing on track. It's looking like...
Is this revenge from Saul Goodman? Is this revenge? He came back.
Purposely waited.
Oh no. We're gonna have to investigate Saul Goodman for coming back and causing revenge. Isn't that who took him out?
I can't remember. It's been a long day.
I'm pretty sure Saul Goodman was taken out.
I'm sure if you said it was, then yeah, that probably was revenge. Right.
Can't make this up.
You can't. Right. Obviously, congratulations to Tom for winning Street Stock. I'll get in touch with PayPaling you the prize money from that. Final disclosure then before we wrap things up. Season 2 sign-ups are live. They're in the description. Have you posted in the Discord already, or we will at some point?
As soon as this is done, yeah.
Yep. Well, we'll show the calendar as well. And start date we're still working on, but it's going to be sometime in February. We're going to give ourselves some time to get as many sign-ups as we can to get many of you involved. Remember, it's like a 5-minute process. You just have to pick your drivers, name your team, give them a number, which is new for this season, and then pick the liveries from Trading Paints. 5-10 minutes, it's done, and your team is entered into the season for the full 10 rounds. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to race. You don't have to manage drivers going into the season. You just sit back and watch. And even if you don't watch every race or every episode, you can just have a look at what the results are at the end of each race or at the end of the season, and you're in for a chance of winning some prize money. So, thank you for joining me, Fox. What are your final thoughts on our first special event? How did you find it?
Obviously we've dwelled a lot on possible collusion in the back room, but I think we'll put that to rest and just say it was a fun time. I think it was a good first race for this special event series, and like I said, if this goes well this year, we might try to figure out a way to turn this into a championship in itself. So we'll have the F3 running and also a special events series running as well that will keep track of standings. But that's far down the line. Our focus obviously shifts to Season 2, which will be coming up in the next coming weeks or next month or so, once we get everything settled. So yeah, just look out for that and sign up for that, and we'll work on a driver pool. We absolutely encourage you to bring back drivers from the season and the special events and even the test season that we did, so we can continue these stories on. So I hope everyone is enjoying this so far.
Yeah, absolutely. It's you can sign up new drivers if you want, of course. We're not going to force you, but as Fox says, it really helps us create the narratives and the stories. That is the whole point of this fantasy league. So where possible, do retain your drivers if you want to. Oh God, Jake Peralta.
Yes.
There we go. You see, it only took 3.5 hours, Kagan, for me to get there. You happy? Unfortunately, no win today, Kagan. But of course, get yourself signed up for Season 2, and every chance in that one. Look forward to seeing some of, if not all of, Team RV back. But yeah, thank you everybody that joined, or is watching the VOD after the fact. Thank you, Fox, for sticking with me for just over 3 hours. It was a lot of fun, but I have a newfound respect for Rage now, commentating on entire endurance races. And we're wimping out at 3.5 hours. He used to go for nearly 8, or 8 or 12. It's definitely a tough job, but yeah, good fun. Don't forget to join us. I'm sure there'll be multiple streams, including I'll be doing one. I don't know if Fox is doing a team one. I'm sure there'll be one from Rage and Dan probably, but we will be going
Spot review on Foxworth Autosport Twitch.
There you go. So there'll be plenty of streams in action from the 24 hours of Daytona next weekend, from 12 p.m. on Saturday to 12 p.m. on Sunday, where we'll be going after a better race round what was our first ever special event this time last year in iRacing. So yeah, do join us for that. Thank you everybody for joining along. I hope you have a good rest of your Sunday, and we'll catch you